waffles, maple syrup dripping from his fake rug. Who did he see when he heard who was there? Now it seems that he should.
All right, everybody, welcome out to the Logroom Guys Craft Beer Show. It is Monday, special Monday edition of the show, December the 23rd, 2024. Jersey Johnny coming at you. And with me, as always, is on this show, the Naughty Samurai. How are you, Naughty Samurai?
Making my list.
All right, don't forget to check it twice.
I only check it once, man. I don't have the I don't have the kind of time.
You don't have the kind of time?
It's freaking freezing, John.
Are you cold?
Actually, I'm not cold. I just want people to know that it's freezing in Jersey right now.
It is freezing in Jersey. It's like 18 degrees, I think. Last night at like 4 in the morning, I think the wind chill was 4, I believe it was.
Four.
Might have been 3.
I also wanted to show the scarf off. My mom made me the scarf.
It's a very nice scarf.
This is Jackson Memorial High School colors. That's what it's for. And then just to make sure the scarf was still relevant, I decided to go to Rutgers.
There you go.
So
that's why you went to Rutgers, because of the scarf.
That was the only reason I went, because of that scarf.
Gotcha. All right. Well, it makes sense. It makes sense. There you go. Did your brother get one of those scarves too, or just you?
If he did, his was green and yellow, because he actually went to Brick Memorial High School. They were the Mustangs, and they were green and yellow. I mean, you can ask them.
They weren't the Packers?
No, they weren't the Packers.
Well, it's green and yellow. Yeah.
I think it's a different green even.
And a different yellow.
But he was a Packers fan. I mean, just like I said, you can always ask him.
I'll ask him. Next time I see him, I'll ask him.
Next time you see him, ask him.
Next time I see him, I'll ask him. There you
go. You like my hat?
I love your hat. It's great.
I got this at the tree lighting this year.
I was there. I remember.
Yeah, you and John Donovan.
And Matt Potensky.
Oh, yeah, he was there, wasn't he?
He was.
Yeah.
He was. And a lot of other people, a host of other people, if you will.
The host being Ryan Dorchek, yes.
This is very true. And Kyle and many others.
And many others.
So it was a good show. Good show. It was a good show. Well, we did a show.
We didn't do a show. Well, we went live briefly. We went live briefly.
We did an interview. It wasn't really a show.
We did an interview.
Short show. Mini show.
Short show.
Episodic.
It was a little too cold to be wearing shorts, but yeah.
It was, yeah. Well, were you wearing shorts?
No.
Well, that's why we were.
It was a short show. It wasn't
a short show. Oh, I see where you went there.
Long pants show.
Well, I'd like to tell everybody, happy Festivus.
For the rest of us.
And did you get the poll out?
No. I didn't bring the poll with me from Rhode Island.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, this is the second time now since we're doing the show that has happened on Festivus.
This is very true. And because you don't even have to decorate the pole. Tinsel, I find tinsel very distracting.
Well, what I did is, especially when she's swinging around it.
That's true. Very true.
Yeah. That's her name, right?
Tinsel, yeah, exactly.
Friend of Tom's.
Exactly. But I digress.
No, that pole was made out of beer cans, wasn't it?
It was made out of beer cans, yes, that pole.
And I think halfway through the show, it fell down.
I actually went to college with a couple of poles that were made out of beer cans, but that's a whole nother story.
You're in business with a pole made out of beer cans.
It's very true. But in any event, I'm thirsty. I believe you're thirsty, and I know our guests are thirsty. So,
well, one's already started. We know that.
We know. Well, that's to be expected. That's very true. So,
he had a long drive.
He had a long drive, and what better to do than to talk to us on a podcast and drink some beer
after driving 600 miles.
After 600 miles drive, exactly. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to this annual Christmas week show, Antonio Alacron, or Santacron for this purposes. There he is. Santacron. And also brother samurai, Bryan Cichon.
There he is.
Hello.
He's got something red in his glass. Oh, I know what it is. Never mind. He told me what
He's got something red in his glass. He's drinking, is it just...
It's not Mad Elf.
It's not Mad Elf?
No, it's actually not. I'm not sure why it looks so red, but yeah.
So red. That's a good
song. It's got to be the lighting. Kind of like how Doug's beer earlier today was drinking a Dunkel, and because of the lighting, it looked purple.
So there you go. Actually, on these... hold on. We got to fix that.
And backwards.
Yeah.
Who's backwards?
No, the way the... who's backwards? Nobody's backwards.
I don't know.
No,
at least not yet.
Well, yeah, soon you will be. There we go. Okay.
Got it.
Now, I fixed the names. There you go. Because it said Tony Drewry and Bryan Cichon, and
Okay, I see what's
They're
going on.
reversed. Now I put them closer to where they actually are on the screen. So there you go.
But when you take that banner down, their names are in the right places. And
Right, I know.
see, I almost wore my no one cares.
I was
shirt.
being silly. You should have worn your no one cares shirt. There you go. And it is
Well,
our
this is
annual
more
Christmas week show, so we want to thank you for coming on. Brian, as always, Tony, you've been on this show before too. Thank you both so much for coming on. It's gonna be fun today.
Always.
Absolutely. All right. So on that note, before we kick it
Good
off,
to be here.
what was it that you were drinking?
Sam Adams Winter Lager.
Winter lager. There you
And
go.
it looks red.
It does. Well,
It's not a red beer.
You know,
It doesn't look
not
red
even,
when you lifted it up like that.
Yeah, when you looked at it like up here, we didn't. It looked.
it's not even the light because it does have a bronze color to it. So there's ginger, cinnamon, and orange peel in it, and maybe some red dye number 2.
Yeah.
You'll die of cancer in 30 years.
I find the red dye number 3 is much more tastier.
More piquant.
More picante, yes.
I'm drinking one of Mexico's finest all-season beers.
Tecate.
Tecate, yes. And 600-mile trip, you can't ask for a better beer to soothe your weary palate after that long of a drive than Tecate. So
It tastes like home where I left, you know.
where you left, exactly.
Tony would drive 600 miles and he'd drive 600 more.
Well, you know why I drove
the guy
600
to
miles?
fall down drunk on our show.
You want to know why I drove 600 miles today?
What?
No, tell us.
Tell us, please inform us.
Well,
Come see my daughter.
There
This
you
is
go.
it's my daughter Sierra. She turned 21 this year.
congratulations, Sierra.
Congratulations, Sierra.
And
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
you can legally be on the show now. Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Finally, after all these years.
Yes, 'cause
Well, she can
Facebook,
legally
YouTube-
drink on the show.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Well, we haven't had. I mean, the only people we've had on the show that weren't 21 are pets. Really.
No. Olivia was on the show once.
She was. That's right.
So,
That's right. That's right.
and she actually just turned 15 yesterday.
Happy belated birthday to your daughter and your niece.
Yeah.
There you go.
15 years. It's making my brother feel old.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Well, anyway, she's got presents to wrap and all kinds of that. But I
You,
want
you guys haven't given out enough presents yet?
Are you enjoying a Tecate too, or no?
Unfortunately, I'm not.
You're not.
She does
Wait,
normally run a couple beers though.
Wait, she's an elf?
She's no. She doesn't have presents to make. She has presents to wrap.
She's been sniff testing beers for a long time.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you
she's
go.
pretty
Hey.
good.
Now she's
gotta
going
get
to
those.
taste them.
There you go. There you go.
I'm gonna let her get out of here, but before you
Yeah,
do,
you're- and if-
you grab me a beer out of the cooler.
Yeah.
There you go.
She's been doing that for almost 21 years now.
Imagine that. There you go. She knows how to do it.
Show me how to beer.
She knows how to do it.
I was going to say you can't reach it yourself, but I didn't realize she was sitting on the cooler.
If you finish wrapping the presents and you want a beer, come back on and say hi again.
Yes,
Absolutely. You got it. All right. Samurai, what are you drinking for your first beer there?
Oh, I decided to go with a Great Lakes Christmas Ale.
Great Lakes Christmas Ale.
That was hilarious because I don't know if you know, John, you weren't looking at the screen.
I wasn't.
But Tony's Wi-Fi caught up,
Okay.
and it was like this. You could see him like take 2 sips of it in about half a second.
Oh, I see. It just sped up. It didn't just flip right to the present.
No, it didn't flip to it. It just
caught up.
It was. I've never seen it do that.
That's
before.
pretty funny. That's pretty.
No,
funny.
but this is the. I drank this on the Anna Chaser show. I haven't drank it on this show yet.
You did. That's right.
This one, I like this beer. This is one of the classics. This has been around for a while, so maybe not as much of a classic as what my brother's drinking.
This
But-
is true.
Ale with spices and honey. So, Johnny, what did you just pour? Is this?
I just poured. I got to take my obligatory picture. Hold on.
Here we go. There's always like awkward silence when he does this. It's like,
Well,
Johnny,
that's
what
why
are you
that's-
drinking? Hold
you
on,
gotta-
gotta take my picture.
Well,
I gotta
it's
time
like-
that question better.
I hope that you fill in that time. There you go. So
I do by complaining about there being nothing to say.
exactly. Well, I mean, 6
That's
to 1
my
if
MO.
doesn't
That's my
6 to
MO.
1 if doesn't the other. It's still taking up time. It's not dead air. So at least there's that.
Yes.
So
And what
I
is
am.
it?
I am drinking a 21st Amendment Fireside Chat.
Oh, there's
Fireside
another
Chat.
classic. Oh, they changed the can.
Look at that.
When did they change that can?
I'm not quite sure. It was not like this 2 years ago. I know that.
Yeah, they would still have the fireplace kind
Fireplace.
of thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's just a holiday bow and the name of the beer. That's it. But still a tasty beer. So happy Festivus, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays.
I got a lot of problems. I got a lot of problems with you people. Yeah,
well, today is the day to air the grievances. So let's hear it.
That's not a direct quote from Old Man Costanza, but it does say something along those lines. Yeah. And where's the feats of strength, right?
Feats of strength. Yeah, that's later after several beers trying to lift another one. That's the feats of strength.
I actually could be lifting my fat ass out of this chair.
That's a bigger feat of strength. That's true. That's very true. So, all right. Tony, let's start with a couple of things that you have that you normally do. We got some pictures here that you had sent. Here's one of them.
Nah. He don't need no stinking sleigh.
Exactly.
The saddle's up.
When was this taken?
This was yesterday morning.
Yesterday morning.
What's the horse's name?
He is Carmen while we live across the river.
Say again.
M-O-R-O. I've ridden that horse for 4 years in a row.
Oh, nice.
This gig.
Nice, very nice. And I was going to say the horse has no name because he's in the desert.
I was going to hope he was going to say that horse has no name.
He actually does have he has a name.
Yeah. That's great. And then there was, and then you had this picture.
Yep, that's the ferry across the river.
Ferry across the river.
All those are Santa's elves, except for that guy in the back there in the black shirt. He lives in Boquillas.
He lives in
Boquillas. All those people on the other side are waiting to cross. And the river's really low right now, so the guy's not even rowing you across. He's just walking.
So he basically just pulls you across the river, basically.
Yeah, keep your feet dry. You can legally walk across the river.
There you go. Fair enough. I know. And here's you can describe this picture.
So this is all the kids in town, and this is a tradition that started back in 2001 after 9/11. They closed the border down, and these kids were going to get not going to have a Christmas. And so a guy named Marcos Paredes started rowing a boat down or paddling a canoe down there full of presents and making sure every kid in that town got a gift. And it's a tradition that's still going today.
That's great.
Now we got a skinnier Santa.
So it's the 24th year.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That is amazing.
That's amazing.
That is, and you said that Sierra's been doing it with you now?
She has been an elf a couple times, and then I've had a number of friends that come in and help out with it. And then the lady just to the left of me in that photo in the pink shirt she's a teacher in Fort Stockton, and her. And her
God, there's somebody there. She kind of like faded into the background.
Yeah. Good. So her and her students take care of procuring all the gifts and getting them all wrapped and named and everything, and then we go over there and hand them all out. It's a pretty beautiful day.
Do the kids make a wish list beforehand?
Yeah, it's a kind of a new thing too. They used to just kind of get what people would donate, and now they can actually pick a specific gift, and it comes with their name on it. You know, pretty neat.
That's awesome.
That makes it all the more special.
And we have this picture.
Santa's river bag right there.
Santa's little river bag.
That's
little river bag. Didn't they have a song back in the 70s? Reminiscent. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah,
that's my expedition dry bag right there. But it worked pretty good for the Santa suit.
Nice.
Sure does.
And then we have this picture of the selfie with the kids. Gotta love it.
I love Santa selfie.
Santa Crown selfie. Gotta love it. And then this last picture might be out of order, but this was the one you had sent afterwards. Just you on the boat or the canoe, as it were. This is yesterday morning too.
But that's actually the original guy, Marcos.
Yeah, that's not Alabama.
I can't. It's very tiny on my screen. I can't tell. So I apologize. I just saw all the other pictures, and I just saw a red jacket. I just assumed. So there you go.
That's the last year he did it.
That's the last year he did it.
Yeah, he retired after that year and passed it on to another guy, and then that guy ended up passing it on to me.
How long ago was this picture?
This was 2018.
18. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool. That's awesome. Well, I love hearing about that every year when you guys do that. That's fantastic. I love that.
It's fun run, man. It's one of my favorite days of the year.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And it's the same. It's the 22nd every year you do it.
It's the Sunday before Christmas.
The Sunday before whatever the Sunday before Christmas is. Gotcha.
That crossing is not open on Mondays or Tuesdays. You can only go Wednesday through Sunday.
Gotcha.
Okay, so it is a legal crossing.
In fact, it is the only Class B crossing on the entire southern border of the United States.
Interesting. That is.
Now, across the Canadian border, you've got probably 40 or 50 of those things.
You actually have like a restaurant or two that exists
Right.
on both sides of the border.
Right.
Depending upon where you sit, depends on what taxes you pay.
Our friends to the south do not get that luxury.
No, they do not.
So yeah, the Boquillas crossing is very unique. It's inside the national park. So you go into Big Bend National Park, and then you can cross the river by ferry or by foot, and then you can't drive, anything like that. You can't. It's not a regular port of entry, so there's a lot of restrictions on what you can bring back, but you can go visit and get a temporary visa.
Very nice.
Cool spot.
That's cool. That's awesome. All right. Brian, what did you do yesterday? No,
he just recently had a housewarming party because you just recently moved, right?
That is true. Yeah,
There
Friday we had some people over. First time we moved November 1st.
All right.
Are you still in the same town?
We moved about 4 miles west, different town, Lake Worth, Florida.
Okay.
But we joke that this is like a Twilight Zone neighborhood, that whatever you think just manifests, because there's like 85 homes. It's kind of sandwiched between two other neighborhoods, and it's just like a quiet kind of oasis amongst a whole bunch of other just regular subdivisions. So
Great.
Yeah,
we went through a time warp.
half of the half the mailbox say Stepford on them.
I like that though. You can just go there and manifest whatever you want. Dave, the next time you get down and visit, manifest a couple of bottles of Utopias, would you?
I mean, we can do that for a price and not have to go there.
Well, no, when you go there next. Now, I don't mean go there just to do it, but the next time you're down in Florida, and your brother.
It's been a long time since I've been in Florida.
Yeah, thanks, John, for trying to get him to come see me.
I tried, Brian. Yeah,
It's 68 degrees right now. I mean, it's winter in Florida. I mean, you might have to bundle up, but
And when was the last time you were up here?
true.
I'll go up there in the winter time.
So,
Tony,
I would say it's safe to say that Tony has been up here more recently than you have.
he has.
Wow. I've only been to New York once in my whole life.
Yeah, and
It was only a month ago.
this past September, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually will be in Jersey at the end of January, but that's a whole other story.
That's a whole other story.
Where are you going to be in Jersey?
Princeton.
Yeah.
We know what that is.
Yeah.
Sort of.
We might be able to make a trip.
Yeah.
Depends on how long he's going to be in Princeton.
3 days.
Oh, then there's time.
Oh yeah.
I was in the city for less than 69 hours.
Yeah, you were, and it was
oddly specific number.
Yeah.
more than 68.
It was more than 68.
Okay.
But and it just, and unfortunately for Dave and I, not fortunately for you, unfortunately for us, it was the exact 69 hours that there was no way we were getting there.
No.
Hey, well, I can't believe we made it. We got off the plane and picked up a couple of e-bikes, and we ended up riding over 108 miles through the city.
You took an e-bike. Was it JFK or LaGuardia?
LaGuardia.
It's a little better than JFK, but just a little.
We rode all the way into Midtown, and then all over it. I rode in rush hour traffic, man. It was every bike ride I had ever taken in my whole life culminated.
I want to know that did he go through Queens and over the 59th Street Bridge?
Yeah, we did.
Or did you take the Grand Central?
No,
And went through the tunnel.
we went across that bridge. I've got some video of it.
Nice.
It was fun, man.
That's a cool bridge.
It's cool. Jess has run across that bridge twice.
Yeah.
On purpose.
On purpose, yeah.
Intentionally.
I think it's mile 13 point. I think it's it's literally like halfway through the marathon. So.
Yeah. Then you get Midtown, then it's uphill.
And then it's all uphill. Exactly. So, but cool. That's awesome. So we got a couple of things. I mean, we talk every year about different holiday stuff, but I got one thing that we did on Thanksgiving, and I thought we'd do it tonight with some Christmas or holiday.
What you call this bit?
It's just holiday hot takes, but we changed it to
hop takes.
Hop takes. Yeah. So here's the graphic for it. There you go. Holiday hot takes. There you go.
If you keep saying hot takes, and
just call it hop takes. Holiday hop takes.
It's just like that problem that I have with what's that annoying little celebrity chef who calls it EVOO, but every time she says EVOO, she follows it up with extra virgin olive oil. Don't create a fucking acronym if you're just going to tell us what it means all the time anyway. Stop it.
I would call it EVU.
EVU. There we go. Let's go with EVU.
EVU. There you go. So tonight is holiday hop takes. So tonight's holiday hop takes. I'll just throw them out there. You can each, in whatever order you want to give them to me. Give me your opinions. Here we go. All right. We'll start with Bryan. Fake tree or real tree?
Real.
Tony.
Ocotillo.
What? What do you say?
It's the only tree that grows in the desert.
Okay.
Hickory. But if I had to choose, I would say fig tree.
Fake. Gotcha. Samurai.
Real.
Real.
Yep. Always a real.
Always a real.
And it's always from an organization where the money's going to charities.
Gotcha.
Except for this year because we got it really, really late, so we had to go to Home Depot.
I don't think Arthur Blank, gives that money to charity.
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
It depends on what your definition of charity is.
But
Yeah.
open
The Falcons.
There you go.
Oh yeah, right.
Like,
Local buzz.
Local buzz. Look at that. There you go.
And what is that? Where's that from?
Yes.
Four Corners in Dallas. Because
Nice.
they make a beer called El Chingon too. Very good.
Gotcha. Very nice.
I'm my second is another classic.
Course and Donk.
Of course.
Very nice.
In Donk.
Of course and Donk. There you go.
And I have
you did there.
because it is a Trappist ale. I had to put it in my West Fluttering glass.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what's interesting about this is Trappist ales are supposedly the appropriate glassware for is a chalice.
Right.
The chalice does nothing for the aroma or flavor of the beer. It's only because they're monks and they want to drink out of something that looks like the Holy Grail.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason for it. Course and Dunk is such a friggin' classic.
It's such
Not
a
even
good
a good like hand warmer. The way you can hold it and warm your beer up.
Yeah, just
Yeah, this one doesn't need to be warmed up that much though. The Christmas ale, Christmas ale is probably good around about 40, 42. So
That works.
warm up too much.
Doesn't mean to warm up too much. All right, cool. Back to the hot takes. Is it okay to open one present on Christmas Eve? Tony, start with you.
Hell yeah. At least one.
At least one. All right. Bryan?
Hi, Becky.
Hi, Becky.
Can you bring me?
What is that, Bryn? Hi, Bryn.
Bryn, say hi.
We gotta wait.
My daughter.
And
No.
the dog, one of the dogs.
That's my Sierra. Yeah.
You see it. The newer of the two.
I say no.
You say no. Dave?
The only thing that I think is allowable to be open the night before is if you're getting when people have those traditions of having.
This is why we have daughters.
Yes, they grab your beer. Mine's got to come all the way from Florida to do it. But only if it's like when families do the tradition of like the matching PJs for Christmas.
Okay.
That I think is the only time it's allowable.
Gotcha.
But you have to all be wearing them.
Right.
Yeah, everyone's got to wear them.
I have a different take on that. By the way, I'll weigh in with my tree thing in a minute. I forgot to before.
Yes, you did.
As far as I'm concerned, it's yes and no, and the reason I say it is this: a lot of families, I know we did all the time, and we still do in a different way, different capacity. But you have a Christmas Eve celebration with like.
I need to preface this with one thing.
Go ahead.
John's Italian.
There you go.
It explains everything right
Christmas
now.
Eve celebration, and we all pick up 32-ounce crowlers and just drink them right out of the can.
He's actually, my brother promised me he was going to can chug that.
It's the only way to get it if you're not just sitting at the bar, which we have to do that again sometime.
Yeah.
Yes. Red nose sour, huh?
Red nose sour.
It's hibiscus and cranberry.
Interesting.
Nice.
Very nice.
This one is going to look red.
That one is indeed red. There you go.
Yeah, that one's definitely red.
There you
It's
go.
like cranberry juice.
Cranberry and hibiscus.
Yeah, I mean they're both red, so they're making it red. So that's for sure.
They got their red down.
That's for sure. So anyway, so you have like the extended family, aunts, uncles, cousins get together on Christmas Eve. Yes, if presents are being exchanged, then yes, you open them on Christmas Eve, right? But the family unit, right? Mom, dad, kids, blah 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 blah, right?
Immediate family.
That immediate family.
Yeah.
That's Christmas morning. That goes. Yep. So you're gonna open presents, just not the presents, not the presents from Santa. Presents from Santa are Christmas morning. There you go.
See that I could qualify on Christmas Eve. But
His Wi-Fi, his Wi-Fi was perfect until he decided
until he talked. Right.
You got to say that again, Tony. Say it again.
I was just qualifying my answer. You could open one on Christmas Eve, but you save all the good stuff for Christmas Day.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. That's true.
That's why you open the PJs. And
right. You open the stocking.
So rigid.
You
open different in Texas.
I think to that point, if you bought something specific for Christmas Eve, right, then, but me, I would buy, a pair of socks or something that they're not going to be excited. Like, well, you asked to open something, here you go, bargain sealed.
I had to.
Here's a roll of tape.
Yeah.
I had to give Jess a present on December 1st.
Why?
It was an advent calendar.
That works.
I actually sent my daughter an advent calendar.
Yeah.
Was it the kind with beers in it?
Yeah.
You seen the
No, she's 15, 14 at the time. She's got a few years ago.
There you go.
No, I sent my daughter a Dungeons and Dragons advent calendar. She's into D&D now, which is following in her old man's footsteps, being a nerd.
There you go. Dave, I'll give you 3 guesses what advent calendar it was for Jess.
Gnomes.
Nope, close though. Not close, but good guess, I should say.
Christmas Village.
TV show.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Danny DeVito's in it.
Smurfs.
No. It involves a lot.
No, hold on. Does it involve Star Hollow?
Yes, and a lot of coffee.
Yes. Gilmore Girls advent calendar, really?
Yes, she wanted it. So there you go.
It's in those.
A bunch of nothing, really. Some patches, some stickers.
That sounds more like a Seinfeld calendar.
Just a cute kind of thing. That's all it is.
Because it's a show.
How did that come back the way it did?
How did the Gilmore Girls?
Yeah, because our daughters all summer they just watched every episode multiple times.
It's a huge. I think it's more popular now than it was when it was on TV.
Yeah,
I'll say one thing: it's very good writing and character development.
Mm-hmm.
It's I have to say I did watch it occasionally. And it was a good show. It was very well written.
I can be honest and tell you that since it's Jess's favorite show, I've watched it more than occasionally.
Mm-hmm. Because she never obsesses about anything.
And like to the point where what is that?
Yeah, what is?
Wait a second. We have. When did these come about?
I'm not doing that.
What is
You're
that?
not doing that?
No, I told you this neighborhood manifests.
It's only on his screen though.
Yeah, it's only on your screen. Can we do? No.
That's not doing on mine. Do it on yours again.
How
How did it do that?
Okay, for those who
I
are
don't know,
watching
I'm
the
like,
audio,
looking
a little thumbs up icon in a bubble came up next to my
It
brother's head,
floated and then went away.
and then came back. It did
And
it
it came
twice.
back. It did it twice. Yeah, it did.
I did download Apple AI, so who knows?
There you go.
Oh, no. Okay, so the machines are coming alive.
There they are. That could
Hey,
be.
Tony, we're going to be
Yeah.
out your way. We're going to
We're
bring
gonna
some guns and a lot of beer.
There you go.
Bring it.
Yeah, when the machines become
When the mach-
sentient and angry.
Hey, you better bring a
Exactly.
lot more than that with you.
Why don't we just bring beer for the machines and they'll be happy?
Actually, you just
Hey,
got to
you know-
spill it on them. We'll short them.
We just
Short them out.
unplug them.
You know what I bought the kid for Christmas? One of her gifts is a Mr. Beer kit.
Awesome.
See, now that's the gift that keeps on giving,
That's
Absolutely.
right.
Absolutely.
because you'll get some of it too.
That and the Jelly of the
Smart
Month
man.
Club.
Or it's a gift that keeps on getting given. You know, like it
Yeah.
keeps. I got it in a white elephant exchange the other night, and you know, I thought I'll give it to her. I got her some cool gifts, but
There
see
you
if she
go.
might me some beer.
Yeah.
What's what was the beer that came with it?
Of course, the golden ale,
Golden Ale.
crisp and refreshing, balanced.
Gotta love it.
So
Gotta love it.
Alacron Brewing.
Alacron Brewing.
Or the Drewry Brewery. That's a real thing.
Drury
already.
Brewery. There you go. There you go.
Oddly enough, Tony, there's actually a brewery in New Jersey called the Drewry.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
It's
one
not
in Indiana that's called Drewry Brewing Company.
There you go.
So you got to go with Alacron Brewing.
There you go. But
Or-
it's not spelled. It's not spelled your last name. It's
D-R-U-R-Y.
Drury. Yeah,
Yeah.
Those guys.
like the lane that the
Yeah.
Muffin Man lives on.
I got my gumdrop buttons.
Exactly. All right, back to the list. Oh, by the way, I love a real tree, but a fake tree is just so much easier.
It's convenient.
I
But
just
it's
don't
got-
want everybody to keep cutting down trees.
Yeah,
It's
well,
a nice artificial tree. If you're going to do it, get one and put it up every
well,
year.
that's what I said because I grew up with an artificial tree, and it was a very nice tree, and it was from
They were
it was-
close friends. They went to school together.
We did. My best
They were on the
friend.
same
I mean,
baseball
we had
team.
Lunch every day together, and I can't tell you how many double plays I turned with this tree. It's amazing. But in any event,
Is that a euphemism for?
no, or maybe it is. I'm not sure. But in any event, no. We grew up with.
There was these twins.
I grew up having an artificial tree every year for Christmas. There you go. Anyway,
We're sorry.
there you go. But which we call for many years, as an adult and married and kids and after marriage and this and that and everything else, had a real tree. But found an artificial tree and it was on sale after Christmas one year. And this thing literally looks like a real tree. It's that good. And it was like, one of the expensive ones, but it was on sale. Like, we're buying this literally, it's, if I bought it before Christmas, it would have been 4 years. Then I would have caught up to the price of it, right? It was only 2 years, and it paid for itself. So it's just easier. Bing, bing, boom, it's done. So there you go.
Cats more attracted to it or less?
I don't know. I haven't had a cat around it.
All right.
No, haven't had a cat around it. Although I can tell you, I definitely did find cats in my cats, but not just any cat, but cats in my real trees, like just up in it, sitting on a branch. Just hanging out.
Well, there's like a lot, empty lot over there that's just full of feral cats. I'll go grab one, bring it over.
Yeah.
We'll
see.
do a test. We'll do a
We'll do
test.
a test.
We'll do a test.
It'd be
Gotta
good
watch
to-
Lost many
That's nice.
Christmas ornaments to cats.
Exactly.
Actually,
Well, definitely that. Yeah.
lost some Christmas ornaments to a dog once. It was my mom. I mean, I was real little. Her became husband. One of my brother's sister's father. We have different fathers. He had this dog. It was a German Shorthair Pointer, but they hadn't bobbed the tail. And his tail, he'd get near the Christmas tree. It was a very happy dog.
Okay.
Tail would wag and ornaments would go everywhere. But there's one big blank spot right at the turn between the kitchen and the living room. This was in Bricktown, Brian. That's how long ago that was.
Oh wow. 18th Avenue. 18th Avenue.
18th Ave.
18th Ave in Bricktown.
I drive through that.
As opposed to
neighborhood
18th Ave in Wall, which is
over
right
there.
here.
I drove through that neighborhood recently. I didn't realize how skinny those roads were. When you're a kid, everything's huge. But that's like this really like small community there. But to me, it was the world, right? When you're a kid.
Yeah, that was everything.
Yep.
All right, here we go. This can stir some debate.
Oh,
We're getting some better ones now. Here we go.
what is not gonna be about politics, is it?
No.
We don't do politics.
What is the most underrated Christmas song? Underrated Christmas song.
Underrated.
Underrated.
I know the most hated Christmas song.
We'll get there.
you know where I'm going.
Does guilty pleasure Christmas song count?
Sure. This is for you. This isn't, you speak for everyone. This is for you. This
What
is
was your answer?
The guilty pleasure one?
Sure.
Yeah, it came on today, and I was like, damn it, why do I have to like this song? But Justin Bieber's Mistletoe, it's festive. It is festive, and I'm embarrassed, but it's a good song.
It's funny. Our grandmother took Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer personally.
Oh God, yes, Elmo and Patsy.
It was hilarious. She's like, I hate this song. Why do they have to play this song? It's so mean.
That's funny.
She literally did.
It
Didn't help that I sang it when I was mad at her, but
yeah, you
in
also
in June,
and when also when he was mad at her, he would blast the Clashes, Go Straight to Hell, Boys.
Oh jeez.
Granddad loved when I played Friggin' in the Riggin' too.
Friggin' in the Riggin'.
Sex Pistols weren't popular.
No. Especially for a grandmother who was from Manchester, England.
Yeah.
There you go.
At any rate.
Tony, most underrated Christmas song.
Blue Christmas. So I don't like Christmas music. Every time I talk.
Every time you talk, it
craps out.
All right, so hurry up while it's still good.
Blue Christmas.
Blue Christmas.
It's the only one I really like. Yeah,
that's the. There you go. So that you know what? Hey, you know what? I can say it's underrated.
Pretty good Elvis song. I mean,
great.
That's the best version. That's my favorite. So yeah.
Everyone else has tried it. The only other version that I've ever kind of enjoyed is the one from A Year Without a Santa Claus.
Yeah, it's kids singing it. And,
but that's it.
There you go. Samurai, yours.
The Dogs Barking Jingle Bells? No. I don't know about that one.
It's underrated for a reason, that one.
No, I think the people who've known me for a while knew that every year I would do a Christmas CD. So I've been through a lot of Christmas songs. But one of my favorite Christmas songs is God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen is based off of it. It's a song called Pat-a-Pan. And that was the original version, and the words were put to it. So if you ever get a chance, look up Pat-a-Pan. I just changed my Foom Foom Foom. Foom 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 is a Spanish carol, and if you ever look it up, the Monkees actually did an a cappella version of it.
Okay.
And if you listen to that, you'll understand that the Monkees could actually friggin' sing.
Just in case there's anybody listening to this podcast that doesn't actually know that there was a group in the 60s called the Monkees, and they think they're actually talking about monkeys singing.
No, I'm talking about there's a bunch of macaques that are sitting there singing. No, the Monkees with two E's rather than an EY.
Right.
But they're harmonizing Foom Foom Foom. And if you get a chance, look that up. That's actually one of my favorite Christmas carols.
I'll have to do that tonight. Yeah. I'm curious.
Yeah, it's really, really cool.
For me,
you wrote it. You should have already had an answer when you wrote it.
Yeah. I was thinking about your answers would be. I was thinking about mine. Underrated. You know what? It's like a guilty pleasure, if you will. It's not guilty pleasure in the way Brian's was Justin Bieber a guilty pleasure, but whatchamacallit? The Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. I mean, it's not underrated, per se, but it definitely falls by the wayside with all the other Christmas music out there, especially the newer stuff, right? Because you don't necessarily, if you're listening to a radio, if they're playing older stuff, they're playing Brenda Lee, Bobby Helm, they're playing Rocking Around the Christmas Tree, they're playing Jingle Bell Rock, they're playing those songs. They're not playing Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, right? So and that's probably traditional, or at least traditional from 100 years ago. My favorite Christmas song. So I'll put that one in there. Now, Dave, you can start this one. The most overrated Christmas song.
Oh, I was going to say, I poured my third beer, and it is true to a Dodoli. There is no way to ever pour a Dodoli slow enough to not to do that.
It's a good thing you like head.
Don't we all? Most overrated. Well, there is the Mariah Carey song.
Oh man.
Yeah,
There's two things that I'll listen to it, but after a while, there's two things that I hit the button on the radio for really quick. Those bells in the beginning of that song after a while, or the hi-hat in the beginning of the 1-800-1877 Cars for Kids.
They're both just as
boom,
annoying.
right off. I don't even want to. I'm glad they put that hi-hat in the beginning, so you know what's coming up. You can have a minute to turn it off.
Yeah, so that's my answer, the Mariah Carey one.
Tony?
And he froze.
He's
He's either
thinking.
frozen,
Yeah.
sleeping, or thinking.
Hello.
Yes.
You know what it is? I think it's when you say Tony, that is a keyword to freeze his Wi-Fi.
All right. I will say Santa Cron from now on. I want to say.
Paul McCartney. I hate that song. I think it should be outlawed.
Oh, that is an annoying song.
Wonderful Christmas Time.
Yeah, I hate it.
Simply having
Don't-
wonderful Christmas time.
Now you're just annoying the guest.
Well, I'm not Paul McCartney.
I just told you I hate that song. Thanks.
I thought you hated Paul McCartney singing that song. I'm sorry. Joking. Brian.
Overrated. I had one and I forgot, so that mustn't actually be what I think.
What could it be?
It's going to be like about.
I'm gonna have a little. I'm gonna have a little Ghirardelli Peppermint Bark while.
There you
There you go. Thanks for pronouncing that properly. It's going to be a while before I can drink this beer.
Yeah.
But you guys, look, it's going way
It's
above.
growing.
It is. We're talking. The head is growing. This is like it looks like a root beer float at this point.
It does.
So, have I stalled enough for you?
No. I had it and I lost it. It's called getting old.
I was trying to stall for you there.
I like all Christmas songs. My Justin Bieber example, case in point.
Have you heard the new? Jimmy Fallon just did one this year with the Jonas Brothers. It's not bad.
Oh, Holiday.
Holiday, yeah.
Yeah,
I've
that's
not heard
good.
that one yet.
Yeah.
You're not helping them.
Oh,
saw
over.
15.
All right, I know I can remember. It's not a song. It's anything Josh Groban. I just I'll hit the switch on that one. No, thank you.
I have to agree with that. I am I'm just over.
There you
Yeah,
go.
so it's not a song. It's an artist. I just can't.
Yeah,
All right.
have an original thought, Josh.
Exactly. So
Yeah. I sent you a photo of what an Ocotillo dressed up for Christmas looks like.
I'll
hold
pull it up
on.
now while we're doing this. So, Ocotillo. Oh, look at that. Yep.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh wow.
It looks like it's on fire.
Well, that's what the name Ocotillo actually means, a tiny torch.
Oh, really?
Torch.
Yeah, when it blooms, it looks like a little flame. Cool.
That's beautiful. So, are you going to put it up on the screen, John?
I'm gonna put it up on screen right now. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not going to try to.
Does it have a Christmas scent?
No, it just smells like creosote, like everything else out there. Creosote and dust.
That's Christmas in the desert.
Creosote and dirt. Did you say?
I almost have the beer fully poured.
Almost had it fully poured. There we go. And here
Smells
is
like
an
a lot of
Ocotillo.
dust.
There is an Ocotillo right there. There you go.
That is gorgeous.
That's very. It's very pretty. Very pretty.
Love it.
So
There you go.
How big are these
That's
things?
how we do it way out west.
I'll put it back up. What did you say?
I said that's how we do it way out west. There you go.
Very nice.
In far
Nothing's
west
still
Texas.
alive.
Samurai,
Oh, yeah.
you said.
I asked him how tall is it?
Some of those things can grow to be about 20 feet tall. That one's probably 9 or 10 right there.
Interesting.
Okay.
And then, you've got a good camera, but you can still see the stars in the background. That's
Well, it's also because it's really dark out there and you can actually just see the stars all the time.
oh yeah. I live in probably the most light polluted portion
Yes.
of the planet
Yep.
right now.
And this is in the Big Bend is the darkest skies in the continental U.S.
Oh, I need to get out there. It's really interesting when you bring someone because I took Carrie out west into Utah, and we were in a portion not too far from Bryce, and it was dark. I'm like, come on, let's get in the car. She's like, where are we going? Like, oh, you'll see. And to see someone from who's pretty much spent their whole life in the shadow of New York City, to actually see the stars and to see the Milky Way, and that's so when you are where Tony is, you take it for granted.
I don't
Where
take
you
it
are,
for granted.
good. I'm glad you do. Yeah, you've got that personality. You appreciate
I've
so
been,
much.
hey, fun fact, for the past 3 months, I've slept every single night outside except for a couple when it got really cold. Like, I have an outdoor bed, and I've been sleeping underneath these stars and falling asleep to them every night.
And you've never been nuzzled by a coyote or anything, or
Once. A fox took a shit underneath my bed once. While I was asleep. Pretty funny.
You're muted, Brian.
So that's better than on your bed.
Yes, this is true. Got to count your blessings.
Or on your head.
Now, I've slept under the stars a few times up in the Adirondacks. That was always in a hammock, though.
Yeah, I sleep in a hammock a lot, too.
And one night it was cold, so I put my sleeping bag in the hammock, and it was a rope hammock. Rope hammocks are difficult enough to get into, but when you're trying to slip into a sleeping bag in the rope hammock, that takes some skill and perseverance, I'll tell you that. And it's funny because on the rope hammock, this was my first night sleeping outside in the woods. I had actually clipped a Bowie knife, to the rope hammock, and my friend was like, "What's the knife for?" I'm like, "In case a bear thinks I'm a burrito or something." Oh,
This is what Bryn brings me.
awesome!
Yeah.
So he says to me, he's like, "What is a knife going to do against a bear?" I'm like, "Because you're really not going to be able to do much to him." Like, I'm going to piss it off enough that it'll kill me quickly. Right? That's the goal. You don't want it to just gnaw on you for a little bit. So
I got you. Get it over with. If it's going to happen, let it happen. Get it over with.
So she brought you a Coca-Cola.
Yeah. Well, at least it's got Santa on it. So
Was
There
that
you
what
go.
it was for? Or
It is
did she-
holidays, so
Did she just want more screen time?
it's a weird kind of Santa.
there you go.
That
Did you
is
say
weird.
just
Hey,
bring me
I'm a weird
bring me
kind
a
of Santa.
Yeah, we got a weird Santa on the show already.
There you go. Yeah, it's a weird kind of Santa. All right, to finish up the songs, I got it. My last question for you on that one was,
So, well, what was your most overrated?
oh, my most overrated. You took it already.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You were going to go with Dominic the Donkey?
No, I love that song actually.
It's just you're Italian.
Yeah. So
I didn't pick mine because I don't like the song.
Yeah.
I
She
picked-
gets extra. She gets extra presents.
There she goes.
So she brought him a New Jersey brewery.
Yep.
Marshmallow World. This is a theme. We're talking about music and songs.
Oh,
So it's
Jesus Christ! There's another overrated Christmas song.
This is a Marshmallow IPA.
Marshmallow World. Ugh, I hate that song. Actually.
Wow.
it's an overrated style too. But
But a Christmas song, David, that you and I used to listen to a lot that just you don't hear. Well, I don't listen to radio, so that maybe it's an unfair statement to say you don't hear it anymore. But Father Christmas by the Kinks.
Oh, I still love that song.
Yep.
You
Absolutely.
don't really hear that anywhere.
No, you
No,
don't.
not a lot of people play it anymore.
And the other weird, strange thing you don't hear is Fairy Tale of New York. I haven't heard that once this year on the radio. It was in a show recently, a TV show, but I haven't heard it on the radio.
I'm not sure I know that song.
The Pogues.
Yeah,
Pogues, yes.
Yeah, I don't
Shane
know.
McGowan. Yeah.
Oh, I know it's Shane McGowan. I don't just know the song. So I think I can actually drink my beer now. So my third beer, I had to go with this one. Still Nacht from Dodoli.
Still knocked from Dodoli.
Haven't had this in I don't know how long. To the point I may have never checked this in on Untapped. It's probably before it was ever on Untapped.
Wow.
So I may have to take the obligatory picture, as John said.
I think you will have to. You do anyway. Don't even tell anybody. Don't even make a mention that you don't take a picture of new beers that you drink.
This is so this is, oh my god, so peppery in the nose. So Dodoli.
You're not sneezing?
No, it's not that peppery. But this is a Belgian Strong Golden. Oh god, this is delicious fucking beer. I forgot how much I love this beer.
Very nice. Very nice.
And then in about 3 or 4 months, I can have the Over beer.
You can have the Orb.
Which is their Easter beer. There's one thing. This is a pro tip. If you ever get their extra import stout, you open that beer in the sink. That beer geysers. I've had a few of them. I've never had.
So basically, if you want a full pour of that beer, buy 2.
Well, or that, or open it in the sink with the glass underneath it.
Fair enough.
Wait for the foam that came out of the geyser to settle down in the glass,
And then pour
the rest of it in. Yeah, that's the only way to get a full pour.
That makes sense.
Beer.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
You know, it's kind of like having like eating your tacos over an empty taco shell. So all this stuff.
Oh, the taco falls into the other taco shell, then you can eat it.
And then you got a final taco.
You got another taco. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. It's...
Tony, you were going to give your overrated?
He did.
That,
He did his overrated.
He did?
yeah.
What are we looking at?
Did I put down?
December 97.
December 24th,
2007.
2007. This
2007.
beer is 17 years old tomorrow.
Is that a tiger beer?
That's a tiger beer.
Oh my god! Where was this hiding?
That man. It's already December 24th where this is brewed. So
That's true.
This is true.
That's true.
17 years old now. It's been
Happy 17th, but that beer can drive legally.
Yeah, it can legally drive. That's from Thailand, right?
Yeah, I think so. Let me grab my
I
glass.
think Tiger beer is from Thailand.
It's a Heineken beer of some sort.
Yeah.
Where is it from?
Where is it from? You may be able to find out easier than on the can.
I will do it.
Let's see. We're all gonna Google now.
It doesn't say. He thought Singapore, maybe.
Tiger beer is. It is Singapore.
Singapore.
It is Singapore.
Heineken
Singapore.
Asia.
There we go.
Heineken Asia Pacific.
Yep.
There you go.
His uncle brought this back from sitting in the fridge ever since.
Brewed in Singapore since 1932, Tiger beer is a full-flavored Pilsner-style golden lager with a slightly sweet note and can be enjoyed up to 17 years.
It doesn't say that. So, folks, we are about to witness a man go blind right on a live feed.
It does not smell good. It doesn't smell bad, but it definitely doesn't smell good. It's very.
I thought you were going to bring your buddy in there in here to.
Well, I
share
was,
with
and
you.
he said go ahead and drink without him. So I said I don't have time to.
All right.
You don't got to tell me.
Maybe that was for a reason.
But, yeah.
He likes his eyesight.
I was hoping he'd at least bring me a glass, but I guess I'm not going to be that lucky. So
I'll have an extra one here. You need it.
So, Brian, you're drinking the Magnified, right? Is that the?
Yes.
Magnified
So-
Pillow Talk.
So it's got a Boston beer, David. I've got a
Yeah.
Florida beer and a New Jersey beer.
My brother has a theme.
There you go.
Yeah, homes for the holidays.
Homes for the holidays.
I've
Is it
lived
home?
in all these places, so.
There you go. How was it, Tony?
Was that?
you've lived in all those places.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right in those breweries.
In those
Actually,
breweries.
he
Yeah.
set up a cot
I-
until they caught him.
I was actually a few years ago for Becky's birthday. We stayed in Jamaica Plain, outside Boston,
Sure.
and we could walk to the brewery. Doyle's had just closed the week before, which is was sad news.
Yeah.
But we could walk to the brewery from the Airbnb that we were staying at in JP.
We were up there.
so-
We were up there like 2 weeks before. We were up there
You guys-
before.
You missed Tony's face on that set.
I can rewind it. We can look. Jess and I were up there. I was going to say, Jess and I were up there about 2 weeks before Doyle's closed. So we missed you by like 3 weeks.
You got
part-
the best Sam's beer there. There was all the experimental stuff.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
absolutely. What was the face, Tony?
I have a pretty good feeling this beer wasn't very good when it was fresh. But it's not awful. It just does not, I don't think it was very good in the first place. So
No, Tiger Beer is it's the Budweiser of Singapore.
right.
Like Tsingtao is the Budweiser of China.
So let me ask you, on a scale from, well, not even a scale, but comparing it to a bottle of Heineken in a
It's been
green
light
bottle
struck.
that's been light struck for about a week, which beer is better?
Give me that any day of the week.
Okay,
I would take that by far.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Have you had this, Dick?
Malty sweet. It's got a weird.
Yeah.
You're gonna make me say it on the show, aren't you? My brother knows full well I don't drink much from that brewery.
I wasn't going to pick stuff up, but to be honest, there's not a lot of New Jersey breweries that they get down here, and for some reason,
Well, they come in through civil society, don't they?
no.
No, Magnify distributes through where they have beers on Tavor too.
Yeah, but my brother, I don't think my brother uses Tavor.
Okay.
Do yourself a favor. Don't ever download the Tavor app.
Brian is watching right now. Not your brother Brian.
Oh, Boke.
Mr. Boke.
Yeah,
Brian.
because we kept talking about Tavor, and Brian Boke has downloaded the app, and he has probably spent his children's inheritance on Tavor, and
But he's enjoying it.
he's enjoying it. Yeah, I'll give him
Enjoying it.
that.
He's enjoying
But
it.
it's
Enjoying it.
it's you'll go, oh, I want that. Oh, I want that. Oh, I want that. Oh, I want that. And you go like, God, I wish I bought 2 of those. Oh no, that's just John. Because I usually do buy 2 of everything.
I buy 2 of everything when it's a style that I definitely like. If it's an alt beer or an old ale, I get 2. Anything else, I get 1 because I have too much fucking beer. Too much beer. I can't because I'm going to drink one and then I'm going to forget about the other one, and then by the time I get to it, it's not going to be as good as it was.
I was going to make fun of you, but I'm still looking at my tower of beer over
Right.
there.
Well, that's my
next to
point,
valet.
right? You know what I'm
Dave,
saying?
you should have been down here when I moved. We have a Flyer red wagon, and we loaded that up with beer out of my garage fridge, and I pulled that down the street to my friend Glenn's house. He wasn't home at the moment, but I left it on his porch, and he knew when he got home who to text. But you just get a whole wagon full of craft beer delivered to your porch.
Was there some intuition in there, or?
I did give him a bottle of the Underdark. Yep.
Oh God, I love Underdark. Underdark's such a good beer.
There you
Some
go.
Ardwolf. Was there any Ardwolf in that?
And because I was moving, I even gave him one of my beer fridges because I was like, all right, I don't have room for this one. So in all fairness, I just gave you 60 bottles of beer. You need this fridge. So.
John, you'll appreciate this. We were down there for Hunapoo, and Dougie and Brian Cass and I went to my brother's, and we started hitting his beer fridge. And at one point, Dougie's in his PJs, where he's lying down where he's going to sleep, which is in the living room, which is right near the kitchen. When my brother lived in Jacksonville, I'm in my PJs. My brother's in his PJs. Almost every light is off in the house, and Brian Cass is like, "Okay, what's next?" Remember that? And I'm like, we're going to fucking bed.
It doesn't shock me.
We were so hungover from the day before because you've heard that story about Augie wanting to get girly drunk by the pool, and everything else, all the other shenanigans that day. We were hungover so badly.
I'll just point out that's one.
One what? Oh yeah, only one. I'm only going to say it once. But we actually stopped, even though we were really, really hungover. We stopped at Swamp Head on the way up because we came through Gainesville.
Yep.
Then what was the burger place we went to where we drank a little bit? You don't remember? You took us to a burger place. We drank a little bit there, but it was strange because they could only pour off one bar. The other bar's taps were down for some reason.
Was that Hammer Chat?
Maybe. And then we went back to my brother's and hit his beer fridge after about 5 bottles. The rest of us were done, but Cass
wanted to keep going.
I don't think he slept that night, actually.
Probably didn't. It wouldn't shock me. We'll have to ask him.
He didn't want to come drink this beer with me, but he's wanting the tasting notes on it. He's texting me.
Oh, that's great.
I told him it wasn't very good. He said it wasn't ready yet.
It wasn't. It needed a couple more years.
Yeah.
Tony, you know what you did wrong? You didn't roll the can first.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
You got
I didn't put a hole in the bottom of it and just be done with it. That would have been the answer.
Yeah.
It needed another 3 years. It had to reach 20. Maximum flavorage.
This is if you can grab this, find this. This is so damn good.
Out of all the times I've been on with you guys, this is like the worst beer list I've showed up with, especially for a holiday show. But
you don't even have Velvet Hammer with you.
This is because I just got into town. I will have Velvet Hammer before I leave. But this is actually a pretty good representation of Christmas beer. I showed up and nobody's bought anything yet, and I'm like, guys, we got to get our shit together because I got to go on this podcast tonight. And we got a Tecate, 1 local buzz, and a 17-year-old tiger.
I got to go fetch my own, otherwise I'll get a Sprite delivered to me.
Go get your next.
Get it. I got to put that one. That's the open for this show. Hold on 1 second, right here.
17-year-old tiger.
And a 17.
And luckily, he's talking about a beer, not a cranky huge feline.
Well, we can use that for a lot of things. So there you go.
Drink from the river quite often.
We'll start it now before Brian gets back. When it comes to Christmas songs, this is the last song related thing. When it comes to Christmas songs, are you more of a traditional music or more of a newer music? Let's put the 70s as the middle. Anything before the 70s is more traditional. Anything 70s and beyond is, modern, if you will.
I'll start that one.
You start it. Go.
Having done all the Christmas CDs that I've done, I'm both. It's just there is fantastic Christmas music through all the years, all the centuries, from some of the earliest ecclesiastical works,
sure,
through all the carols that have come through France, Germany, Spain, England, and Italy have created so many carols through the years that we all know. We don't actually know that they're from these countries.
Sure.
Hark the Herald Angels Sing, that's actually a French carol we just translated into English. The Breton Carol from France. There's the Carol of the Bells, the Hallelujah Chorus from England. There's so much out there, but then you take the recent stuff. What I love is you had that very special Christmas series of CDs that came out, and what it is, you had all these popular artists writing Christmas carols, Christmas music for a cause rather than for themselves. And that's the spirit of Christmas right there, and that's why I love those CDs so much. Bowie had a couple. He did "We Three Kings" on one of those. There's so many artists that have done some great things. The Eurythmics doing "Walking in a Winter Wonderland." It's I don't care if it's old. I don't care if it's new. As long as it's good, as long as it's very well performed. That's what I'm looking for. So
Fair enough.
I can't pick between the two, John.
All right, Tony.
I like that take. It's if it's authentic, if it's from the heart, like then you're doing it. But I like the older stuff myself.
Yeah,
the ancient even.
The pagan stuff, the Yule music.
Exactly.
No, the roots of it all.
Well, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I'm more inclined to dig from the past than I am from the present or looking into the future when I play music. So.
100%.
Yeah, because we try not to get too religious or political on the show, but Christmas was co-opted from a lot of the pagan elements, and some of the music was as well. So, yeah, the ancient is part of that.
Yeah, 100%. Bryan,
I'd say it's an evolution, right? Because growing up, right, we all had the crooners, right? That's what you heard, and that was Christmas. And then through the years, right, there was Father Christmas by the Kings. Do they know it's Christmas by I mean, they get added to kind of that catalog of what defines Christmas for you. So it's a mix, right? I think if we have just one style that we're listening to, right, to Tony's point, right, if it's authentic, if it's something that embodies Christmas for you because you hear it every year at that time, right? That to me is what Christmas music is about, right? It's taking you back to that point in time, every December, for the leading up to that year in your life. So it's a mix for me that truly I like, right? If I listen to all modern, I don't like it. If I listen to all classic, I don't like it. But put that on shuffle, and
right.
I love it.
And it's good. And I have to agree. I mean that's probably the best take that that Dave started with. Yeah, and to your point, Bryan. Yeah, it's like everybody's life has a soundtrack, right? Especially during
that's a great line right there. Yeah.
All right. Especially during different times of the year, and especially during the holidays. So, what you listened to when you were a kid, as some newer songs, like in some of the songs in the 70s and some of the songs in the 80s, they just kind of the ones you liked anyway that you gravitated to, they just became part of that overall soundtrack. So, to differentiate them, I agree. It's not something that's easy to do. So, I mean, like I said before, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas is probably my all-time favorite classic. Not ancient, super classic 150, 200 years ago, just, in the 20th century. Right. But yeah, I like, and I know it's a very dividing song, but I like Dominic the Donkey. It's just, it's something from me being, being a kid, right? Being a kid, my Italian relatives, and hey, we're playing this Dominic the Donkey, so it's coming on. So everybody got excited, whatever. Well, kids anyway, but and some of the adults, but yeah, and then some of the newer stuff too. I mean,
so my brother's going to do his next song, and then I'm going to embarrass him a little bit. Well, maybe not. Maybe embarrass both of us.
There you go.
Okay, so what's that? What's that beer? That's your fourth, right?
Yeah, Parish Brewing. Greetings from Cypremort Point.
The funny thing is, I was going to say, wait a second. There's a fourth place I know you've lived, and here it is.
Well, yeah, and I missed out on Sacramento because Knee Deep. They were out of the one Knee Deep that they carried. So, but this one is, I didn't think this was the holiday beer, so I pulled this one out so Tony didn't feel bad. But it actually tastes like ambrosia. It's got pineapple, orange, lime, pomegranate, peach, and other natural flavors. But
that's a little.
It reminds me
scary.
of ambrosia without the coconut. But
Yeah.
It's good.
I like Parish.
Yeah. They have a what's it, the Daiquiri Stand series of beers that they make, and they're fantastic.
And right? New Orleans has drive-through daiquiri service. Yeah.
So does Texas.
Yep.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I was so tempted when we drove to Austin this summer. I was so tempted to just get off the highway and drive down to Broussard, where this brewery is, but
Yeah.
The wife and the 4 kids and the dog that was in the car with me didn't think that was such a great idea.
It's a long ride too.
A little bit.
Yeah, in Texas you can buy those things in a drive-through, and they just put a little baggie over the straw, and then they call it intact for
Package trips. Yeah.
you pull out of there. It's called the Eskimo hut, and then you pull out of there. You pull the baggie off, and you have your drink.
I got to remember that because in April I will be in Austin and San Antonio.
You have to look around for them. They're kind of old school these days. You can still get drive through boozy snow cones for sure.
Got to check that out. Damn.
There you go.
But so my brother mentioned, do they know it's Christmas?
Okay.
So our first year of college, he took a year off. He took a gap year, and our freshman year of college, my brother and I roomed together, and we lived in Campbell Hall in Rutgers. And they did this thing called the Campbell Cup, where all the floors competed against each other. One of the competitions was a lip sync competition. And our floor decided to do one where we got everybody involved. And we did Do They Know It's Christmas? I got to be Springsteen because I had a jean jacket. And because my brother had...
One of you had to be, right? I mean...
One of us... Well, no one knew the story.
We didn't know back then, yeah.
And we didn't know the story back then even. My brother had a leather jacket, so he got to be Dylan. His nose may have had something to do with it as well, but yeah, it's been broken a few times. So we did that. We actually, I think there's only one of the, because there was like 6 competitions involved in that, and I think our floor only lost one of them, and it was the wing eating competition. And the only reason we lost that was because I had to work that day. Like, if you had been here. But we won every other, and one of the ones we won.
Oh, Brian, it was Dave's fault. That's what he's saying.
No. But we won the overall.
Yeah.
It's just one of the 6 we lost, and one of the ones we won culminated in me having to make a one-handed basket in basketball. And I told him, "Look, are you out of your fucking minds? I suck at basketball." I got it in the first shot, though, believe it or not, somehow. So him bringing that up brought up that memory. I don't know how many of the competitions you were involved in. Was it just a lip sync?
Yeah, that's the only one I remember.
I'm gonna give you something to check out. Obviously, Dave mentioned before the Monkeys version of the Foom, right? Do they know it's Christmas time? Go on YouTube when we're done, and anybody can do this, but you guys especially, go on YouTube when we're done and watch the video. Right? Because it's all in the studio, right? They go in around, okay? When Bono sings his line, okay? Oh, tonight, thank God it's them instead of you.
Yeah.
Okay. Look at his face and how he's singing and his mannerisms of how he's actually singing that line. He looks like he's Bobcat Goldthwait.
Gotta check that out.
Check it out. 100% looks like he's Bobcat. Just the way he's. You got to see it. That's all I need.
I'm trying to remember who on our floor played Bono in that one. I know Niffer was Cindy Lauper.
Cindy Lauper.
And Kenny Rogers was the only guy who had a beard, and we made him paint it gray for it. I can't remember his name. He did he room with Pavel? He roomed with Pavel, actually.
Oh, that was Guillermo.
Oh, this Guillermo roomed with Pavel had a beard?
No, well, he was Russian. I mean, he
didn't have a beard. Loved playing chess with Pavel, but because he thought he was good at it. Yeah. My brother and I both killed him in chess.
There you go. Rod J chimed in. Cheers, guys. Cheers, Rod.
Hey, Rod.
Happy holidays.
Cheers, brother. Oh, my beard just got darker.
There you go. Why don't you tell us what that is?
So, Karen and I both work in the city, and she was in.
You do?
The Whole Foods there, and she brought back a couple. She brought back. I don't know how the hell she carried this all. She's a trooper, but she brought back a variety pack of Hardywoods.
Okay.
And this is Fluffy GBS. That's gingerbread. That's their gingerbread stout.
Right.
So this is a gingerbread stout with marshmallow added. So I'm following my brother's theme of marshmallows.
Hopefully yours is better than mine.
I can guarantee it. Because the one thing at Hardywood, I've had some of Hardywood's other beers. I'm not all that fond of their IPAs, but their stouts, and especially the gingerbread stout. The gingerbread stout is, and I have one in the fridge. There's 4 in that pack. But the other 2 were. But this is just gingerbread stout with the marshmallow in it.
Marshmallows. There you go.
It still has that really, so you know how the gingerbread has that little bit of spice, but also that very roasty character.
Yep.
Add some
Do you
marshmallow.
say roasty character or rusty character?
Oh no, that's from National Lampoon's Holiday Vacation.
I was actually I was going to ask Tony if it had a rusty character.
I'm a dusty character.
Who does I was talking about the tiger. If tiger had a rusty
Oh
character.
no, it doesn't taste like rust, but it is definitely getting not. It's getting worse with every sip.
Tony,
But he's
I
a
beg
trooper.
you.
He's still sipping it.
I can't really see. I'm losing
Tony,
my patience.
Tony, we like you. We care about you. Please stop drinking it. please just pour the rest of it.
Just have another Tecate and call it a day.
Yes,
Exactly.
please.
Hey, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Ah,
All right.
up the nose?
Up
You're gonna do-
Yeah. Hey, that is a funny story. I think I told you guys that once about the Westie, the Westie 12. Like a real.
No.
I don't remember.
I was at a friend's bar and I hadn't seen him in a long time, and he broke one of those out, like not the one from the gift pack, but like a unmarked bottle.
Oh, Westie 12.
Yeah, and he cracked it open, and there was like 6 of us there, so he pours it all in some shot glasses, and we're all talking about it, and everybody's pretty excited. And I'm over animated, and I knocked mine over. I spilled it on the bar top, and I felt
Oh my!
so I know that I have to like atone for myself.
You snorted it off the bar.
I grabbed a straw off the top of the bar, and I snorted all my Westie 12, and they still talk about that to this day. They could not believe I did that. It hurt real bad. But, that's what I got.
And that's how COVID started.
They blamed it on a monkey.
Well,
No, what was it? What was it from the wet market?
That was a
Pangolin.
Pangolin.
Yes.
So, there you go. All right,
And everyone's now, what the fuck is a pangolin?
let's move it on to.
Did they mispronounce penguin?
Yeah, that's what I thought when I first heard it. But yeah, let's move to movies. All right, Scrooged or Elf? Of those two.
That's like
man, that's a tough.
that's
call
like
right
do I want the steak or
I know.
fish?
I know.
there. Those are like
mine's
2 of
easy.
the greatest Christmas movies of all time, I think.
John knows my answer to that.
I know.
I I'm a Bill Murray.
I love Scrooge. When you mentioned Bobcat Goldthwait, it's just like, he's awesome in it. But Elf is just a classic.
Yeah.
So
The great thing about Elf is Bob Newhart.
Mhm.
When they presented him the script, I think it was his wife was like, "We're going to do another movie." He's like, "Because this movie is an instant classic."
Yeah.
He knew it from reading the script how immediate this was just going to be part of everybody's holiday from there on out.
He wasn't wrong.
And he was not wrong. But for me, the retelling of A Christmas Carol through Bill Murray's insanity, and you add Buster Poindexter and Carol Kane into that mix, and Bobcat Goldthwait, and you have got one of the most special movies ever filmed.
you mean David Johansen?
Yes, David Johansen.
The same guy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
But he's billed as David Johansen. Fair enough.
He's billed as David Johansen. Buster Poindexter was a nom de
Hot. He was hot. Yes. But man, that movie, I absolutely love that movie. Oh, and you also have Bill Murray's brother in it, playing his brother.
And you have Bill Murray's brother in it playing his father too when he was a kid.
He also, yes.
Brian
Maybe
Doyle
the
Murray was
first
in
person
it.
to pit those two particular movies together. I mean, that's kind of like head to head.
Oh, imagine a movie mashup of those two. That'd be amazing.
Interesting.
But no, for me, it just edges it out. Scrooged is my preference of the two.
All right.
Though Mary Steenburgen's not hard to look at.
Yeah. I mean, they're right there. I mean, I probably lean towards Scrooge too, but you wouldn't be wrong going with Elf. So there you go. A Christmas Story.
Oh, and what's that? The other two didn't answer, but Ed Asner. No, did they? So Ed Asner playing Santa.
I answered.
Yeah, you did.
They both said Elf. So Ed Asner playing Santa. Yeah, you're right. No. A Christmas Story or Home Alone?
Oh, that's easy. Christmas Story every day.
That's easy for me. Christmas Story.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. Christmas Story.
Christmas Story. Good. Yeah.
A question. So, for anybody who's debating that, how often do you quote Home Alone,
Right.
versus how often do you quote A Christmas Story? Yeah, the one quote. My brother just did the face thing. That's the only real quote from Home Alone, where Christmas Story is like, just the other day there's something that said fragile on it, and what did I say after seeing that?
Fragile.
Fragile. Must be
Italian. Yeah. There's so many quotes from that movie. It's
Gonna shoot your eye out, kid.
there's so much from that movie. So when I did do the polar bear plunge, our team's name was the Pink Nightmares. And there's the lamp. John was actually at the house in Cleveland.
That's me at the house in Cleveland. Yeah,
that's the actual lamp. Well, it's not the actual lamp because the actual lamp was broken.
Right.
I actually saw someone today post a picture
and that's what the lamp is plugged into, by the way.
I actually saw someone post today a beer, and they posted in a glassware. The glassware they used was the lamp.
Oh, nice.
That's great.
Yeah,
I've seen that glass.
I need that glass.
And that's sitting right by the door.
There's Fragile.
Here's a Christmas Story trivia.
Oh yeah.
The kid who got his tongue stuck on the pole.
I double dog dare you.
What was that?
The night before.
Oh yeah, but that's the special one.
Right.
No, that's
great.
the Nightmare Before a Christmas Story.
Yes, it is.
Nightmare Before Christmas Story. There you go. You were saying, Brian?
The kid whose tongue got stuck to the pole.
Yep.
Was that
The
Flick?
double dog,
Flick, yeah.
Yeah.
The double dog dare.
He went on for a more adult career.
Yeah, he was important.
Film, yes.
He was important. Yeah, he was important. Yeah. He did. He was in. He was in the Toy first.
Yep.
With Richard Pryor and Jackie Gleason.
Oh right.
Yeah.
He was Master Bates.
He was destined.
There we go.
I mean, it's all downhill from there.
I mean, his tongue stuck to a pole. Yeah, I mean,
did you know how they did that?
No.
It was there was a hole in the pole, and they had a vacuum on the other side of it. So when he put his tongue there, it sucked just a little bit of it in, so he was able to made it look like it was stuck to the pole. It was actually suction holding his tongue to the pole. That's how they did it.
Movie magic.
Little movie magic.
Things
Little
that no one ever
little
thought they'd
Hollywood.
learn here.
I put my arms down.
One more piece of trivia for that. Everything was shot on location and a couple of small sound stages, but pretty much on location in Cleveland, except for the school scenes, the classroom scenes. The classroom scenes were shot in, I believe, Toronto. They were shot in Canada because the teacher, that was the actress that played the teacher, she was from there. And they really wanted her to play the teacher, and she was pregnant and couldn't travel.
Well,
so they had to go shoot the class.
They had to ship all the kids up there.
All up there to do those scenes. Yeah.
Was the frozen pole in Toronto, or was it
I believe that was in Cleveland. But the classroom scenes, anything that she was in was shot Canada. So, all right. What's it called? Now, here's one that's been a debate for many years.
It is a Christmas movie.
Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
There it is. He knew it. Yes.
Yes.
Johnny? Yes,
Yeah.
it absolutely is a Christmas movie. And
I don't care what Bruce Willis says.
And here's my argument that I've been saying of late. Okay, I don't care what Bruce Willis says. It is a Christmas movie. There's more references to Christmas in Die Hard than in some other Christmas movies.
It ends with a Christmas song.
Right. But
there was just a meme that came out that said it was more of a Christmas movie than they compared it to another movie and said that it had more elements of being a Christmas movie. What was it?
I forget, but here's my argument that I've made with people. Anybody that says to me it's too violent to be a Christmas movie, I say to them, "Have you ever watched Home Alone?" Those two guys should have been dead 35,000 times.
Yeah. Have you seen Carry On yet?
No, I haven't.
It's terrorists trying to get something through an airport, but it's Christmas Eve that they're in the airport, so they kind of took a page out of Die Hard of let's set this story at Christmas. So debatable for that one, but we'll see if it turns into a classic.
What it was, Die Hard is more of a Christmas movie than Rudolph.
Oh yeah, and
That's what it
back
was.
and forth and explain like Rudolph was more about workplace
disgruntlement,
disgruntled workplace harassment. That's what it was.
Well, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was a story about people really only appreciate when they need you.
So we could find it. Right.
Is what it was. But you've got a couple of we've got a couple of new Christmas movies that came out this year. One has Jack Black.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember the name of it. It's actually pretty damn cute. I like it. Where the kid
Dear
writes
Santa.
letters.
Dear Santa.
But
he
he's
can't. But he can't
he's
spell.
dyslexic.
Yeah.
So he's Dear Satan.
Here we.
And
And then you get Jack Black.
Then you got Jack Black.
but the other one, and I really did enjoy this movie. Red One was actually a really.
How do you pitch that one? All right, I got an idea for a movie. Dwayne Johnson as an elf.
Yeah, pretty much. and
most movie houses probably went, done. Here's money.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, we're gonna have Chris Evans as the guy who's more morally questionable, who is the one who becomes like the Scrooge, who then now embraces Christmas.
Right.
Chris Evans is great now.
Right.
Oh, he was asked, and then Santa was
J.K. Rowling.
no, Jed Rollins. That's the
Jake,
person who wrote. That's the person who wrote Harry Potter.
No, that's Rowling.
Okay, Rowling.
Rollins and Rollins are their names that close?
That could be
So
it.
so the guy from the insurance commercials.
Right.
Also,
Farmers.
also the guy from Spider-Man who played
J.K. Simmons. J.K.
Simmons. There you
yes.
go. Yeah, Rollins is Harry Potter. But J.K. Simmons plays Santa, and he plays a badass Santa.
But did you know he was the only actor that's played Santa in 2 different movies?
J.K. Simmons played Santa before.
Klaus. He did the voice of Santa in Klaus.
Oh, all right. There you go.
So, yeah.
Well, if you're going to do voices, then he's not the only one, because then you've got what's his name did Year Without a Santa and a few others. What was his name? Little crap. I can't remember his name right now. It'll come to me.
Breaking news. Study confirms Die Hard is more of a Christmas movie than Rudolph. In a shocking turn of events, researchers at the Yuletide Institute for Cultural Studies, the YICS, have released a groundbreaking study that proving that Die Hard qualifies as a Christmas movie more than Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. The study analyzed over 1,000 holiday films based on the following criteria. 1, presence of Christmas themes. 2, amount of holiday music. 3, family reconciliation subplots. 4, Christmas Eve setting. 5, use of Christmas decorations as plot devices.
Oh, yeah.
Lead
Even
researcher.
if they were weaponized.
Right. Lead researcher Dr. Holly Evergreen explained while Rudolph is
Oh my God, that sounds like a porn name. That's like,
right.
Did Flick star opposite her?
Flick was in that, yeah. While Rudolph is a charming tale, it scored surprisingly low on Christmas ambiance due to its lack of Christmas Eve stakes and overly generalized holiday cheer. Meanwhile, Die Hard scored off the charts with its heavy use of Christmas songs, a plot centered at a Christmas party, and Bruce Willis literally using wrapping tape to save the day.
Literally.
Key findings. Die Hard features 21 Christmas trees, while Rudolph only has 4.
It's only in one damn scene.
Right. The soundtrack of Die Hard
in Silver
at the end.
Sam the Snow. No, Sam the Snowman. Oh, then there's 5. They're wrong because there's 4 when Sam the Snowman is singing Silver and Gold.
There's 3 there, and the 1 at the end.
Is there only 3?
I believe you're right. I believe it's 3. Yeah.
Those 4.
The soundtrack.
And then there's one. Look at what he can do.
Yeah. The soundtrack of Die Hard includes "Let It Snow" and "Winter Wonderland," compared to Rudolph's singular titular song.
Yeah, I like the way you said it the first time.
Titular. Bruce Willis shouts "Ho ho ho," albeit sarcastically, after defeating a bad guy, adding bonus points. Dr. Evergreen also noted that Die Hard depicts family reconciliation on Christmas Eve, a hallmark of the holiday genre, whereas Rudolph, while adorable, is more of a tale about workplace discrimination.
It's interesting. By one of the criteria you just gave, Die Hard also counts as a Western.
There you go.
Because of Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Right, exactly. Public reaction. The results have ignited fierce debates online. Die Hard has Christmas, explosions, and Alan Rickman in a Santa suit. What else do you need? At Holiday Hero. Rudolph is a classic. How dare you compare it to a movie about glass-filled feet? At Red Nose Loyalist. YICS researchers hinted that their next study will determine whether or not Home Alone or It's a Wonderful Life is the ultimate Christmas movie, with Elf as the dark horse contender.
Elf trumps both of those as far as I'm concerned. But
for now, one thing is clear: Die Hard isn't just a Christmas movie. It's apparently the most Christmas. It's apparently the most Christmas movie. Yippee-ki-yay, holiday fans! There you go.
So when we're you talk about J.K. Simmons being in more than one because of the voice, being Santa more than once. Mickey Rooney has done Santa's voice quite a few times.
Okay.
So, at any rate, do you have another one?
Oh,
Rod's got a few comments here.
Rod's got a couple comments. All right, let's put them up there.
This is a great point.
Can Lethal? That was you read my mind. That's where I was going next. Can Lethal Weapon 1 also be considered a Christmas movie? This has been the latest debate I have found. Absolutely, it actually there were a lot of scenes in Lethal Weapon 1 that had plenty of to do with the holiday. Obviously Christmas trees, the decorations in Roger Murdoch's house. When he goes to see what's his face, the guy he was in the war with that they wound up killing his daughter, Hunsinger.
Yeah.
And he's drinking eggnog.
But here's the thing. I had to be reminded of all those things in Lethal Weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
To me, it's not a Christmas movie.
Do they play Lethal Weapon at Christmas every year?
No.
Yeah.
It's not central to the theme.
They play Lethal Weapon all year.
Right.
True.
And
You can always find at some point during the week. You can always find a Lethal Weapon marathon.
You might see Die Hard other times than Christmas, but you'll always see it at Christmas.
Yeah, 100%.
And is there a Lethal Weapon Christmas ornament?
I have one.
You have a Lethal Weapon one.
Oh, Lethal Weapon. I have a Die Hard Christmas one.
That's my point. You just made my point. There's no Lethal Weapon Christmas ornament. There is a Die Hard Christmas ornament.
Right.
Remember,
I'll be right back.
To leave shoes and ammunition out for what was his name? John
McClane.
John McClane for Christmas. There's no. You don't have this much backing.
You have a pair of shoes and a pack of cigarettes for John McClane.
Yes. And him and the ductwork
Mhm.
That's a Christmas ornament.
That's my Christmas ornament. It's John McClane crawling through ductwork with a lighter.
Yep.
And the lighter lights up.
So I do not consider Lethal Weapon a Christmas movie.
No.
Does it happen at Christmas? Sure, it does.
And does anything else have its own advent calendar?
It is not Christmas until Hans Gruber falls from the Takamome building. That's an advent calendar.
Yes. Yeah, look to the right. Look to the.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it's an advent calendar. It counts the days off.
Rajay put a couple of other things up. He said, Lethal Weapon has been on a lot here.
Okay. I love the movie. Don't get me wrong. I love this movie. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, it's been.
I
have seen it. That to his point and to your point before, Brian, or Tony, whoever said it. I have seen Lethal Weapon. Not a lot, not as much as like Elf and anything else, but I have seen it a little bit more often than normal of recent, and the first one specifically. Then he said, Riggs losing his spouse has him trying to find reconciliation during the holiday. And he says, Murtaugh makes Riggs part of the family. And then he did put this one before those three. He said, still need to watch Elf all the way through.
Oh, jeez.
It's hard to get through Elf and not contract diabetes.
Yeah.
Well, as long as you don't eat what he's eating, you'll be fine.
I like maple syrup on my spaghetti.
I've never had it.
I'm
I
kidding.
I can try it once.
Just don't do the fake maple syrup.
There you go. Yeah, you can't do that. The corn syrup. No, don't do that.
No.
I opened another beer. I am.
Congratulations!
I went a little Sam Adams with Brian there, but I went with Old Fizzy.
Oh, my brother just gave the real thumbs up rather than the Apple AI thumbs up. Whatever that fucking bubble was, it hasn't happened since.
To do that again. Yeah.
Did you do it?
No.
No, it just did itself.
Didn't do it.
No, he did the thumbs up when you pulled up the Old Fezzy.
Oh no, I saw it.
Because when my brother and I talk about coming on the show, he's like, this Old Fezziwig. I'm like, fuck, sure it does. How does Old Fezziwig not count as a great Christmas beer?
100%.
Yeah.
Rajay just said, big Will Ferrell fan, but just always seem to miss Elf for some reason. Yeah, I hear you. But usually, lately, depending on which channel, anytime I've seen it, it's like back to back. Like they're playing it back to back. So like one of those where you can you catch it in the middle.
It's really hard to miss it.
Yeah. And I think between airings, it goes dun dun. Right.
Right. Exactly. So that was it. And just I'll throw a couple others out there. Where does Christmas Vacation rate on your?
Well, Christmas Vacation this year jumped over Elf to be the #1 Christmas movie of all time.
Really?
It did. That just came out. Elf was #1 last year. Christmas Vacation was 2. Christmas Vacation is now #1.
Interesting.
Christmas Vacation to me, most people know that I tend to be non-confrontational, and Christmas Vacation, there's so much confrontation involved in that movie that it stresses me out a little bit.
Well, that's any of the vacation movies.
Yeah, so it's not. I'm not going to say it's not high on my list of Christmas movies. It's still one of the greatest things ever filmed. Period.
Who did the list? Who did the list?
I don't know where that came from. I don't know where it came from. But they brought that up. Is it my favorite? No. Is it something I need to see every year? Maybe not every year, but at least every other year. If I skip a year from watching it, I definitely have to watch it the following year. The thing about Christmas, about National Vacation's Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
National Vacation's Christmas Lampoon?
Yeah, that's the one.
Right.
Is that it is just a typical family Christmas. And it portrays a dysfunctional family getting through Christmas with a guy who has a job where he's not appreciated. It's sometimes it's a little too real. in a farcical kind of way.
Right.
And of course, there's so much genius behind this movie.
Here's one. The first thing that popped up that actually had a list to it that I have to scroll 30 times with videos and ads. I think it's Collins Street Bakery. I'm not sure where they are, but this was their list, top 10 of all time.
That wasn't them, but
No, I know, but I'll just give you this one. Number 10, It's a Wonderful Life. Number 9, Miracle on 34th Street. Number 8,
Natalie
Die
Wood.
Hard. Number 8, Die Hard. Number 7, A Christmas Story. Number 6, Polar Express. Number 5, Home Alone. Number 4, Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. With Jim Carrey. Obviously, not the cartoon.
Okay.
Number 3, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Number 2, Elf. And number 1, White Christmas.
Anybody who hasn't seen White Christmas is going bullshit. They're calling
Right.
bullshit right now. White Christmas is a very special movie. I've seen it a couple of times. Number 1, no. But it deserves to be on the list.
Rotten Tomatoes. Here's their top 10. Rotten Tomatoes. I'll just do them quick. 10, It's a Wonderful Life. 9, Carol.
Who's she?
Not a clue. 8, Klaus.
Okay.
7, Nightmare Before Christmas. 6, Little Women. I didn't know that was a Christmas movie.
No, okay. That's
5.
as much a Christmas movie as Lethal Weapon. Okay.
Right. 5, Miracle on 34th Street. 4, Tangerine. I don't know. 3, The Holdovers. 2, Shop Around the Corner, which was the original inspiration for You've Got Mail.
Okay.
And number 1, Meet Me in St. Louis.
This is Rotten Tomatoes?
This is Rotten Tomatoes. It's
This is
not.
what I
It's the list of 100 best Christmas movies of all time. I just read you the top 10.
Top 10 worst or best?
Best.
How about the top 10 most pretentious Christmas movies?
Maybe.
Well, it's
There you
Rotten
go.
Tomatoes, so yeah, it's already pretentious. Okay.
Okay. I'll read.
Tony, what are you drinking?
Tecate.
Just filling dead air.
This is
Feeling
the
good
lager
air.
room, guys, man. I'm coming with all the lagers tonight.
There you go.
So Tony's got one of the classic Mexican lagers. How does Tecate stand up against like Dos Equis or a?
It is the preferred Mexican beer of River Guides because you can get a 12-pack of Tecate for like $16, and
Nice.
a 12-pack of Modelo is like probably close to $20 now. Where we Tecate is the best bang for your buck, and it's Tecate, but it's not a bad beer.
No, it's not. I do prefer what you mentioned as the alternate. Do love the Modelo, Negro Modelo specifically. But yeah, Tecate, if you can get that that's a bargain.
Yeah,
And that and Tecate was the beer before Corona that you squeeze a lime into.
right.
That kind of started it.
And until you didn't, and then you realized, well, it's actually a lot better if you don't put a lime in it.
Yeah, you're right there. I agree with Rajay's last comment.
Yeah, he said, "What? No bad Santa on the list." Yeah, I'm going to read you this. This is the only other one I found. This is Esquire.com.
While you're reading, I got so many problems with fucking Esquire's lists. But while you're reading it, and because I don't want to hear it, I'm going to go take a leak. Be right
I
back.
got you. All right, I'll mute you. There you go. So we don't hear him either.
Keep his lapel mic on. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That
Number
happened before.
It has. Number 10, A Christmas Carol from 1951. Number 9, The Muppet Christmas Carol.
Yes.
That's a good one.
There you go. Number 8, Bad Santa. There you go, Rod. Number 7, Miracle on 34th Street. Number 6, Scrooged. Number 5, Home Alone. Number 4, White Christmas. Number 3, A Christmas Story. Number 2, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. And number 1, It's a Wonderful Life. Elf didn't crack the
It
top
finally
10.
made it to number 1. It was a number 10 on all the rest of the list.
Number 10 on the others. Yeah, exactly. So there you go. Aye.
I think when you're the Christmas movie that reaches the cult status of them playing it for 24 hours, just the same movie over and over.
Over and over again for 24 hours. Yep. I usually do that like normally on Christmas Day, that's what's on, right? Put on in the morning, turn on the TV, put on a Christmas Story. It stays on the TV all day. Now that there's NFL football every Christmas Day, you got to go back and forth. So
Right.
Although last year I had to because it was the Giants. This year there's 2 games. It's the Chiefs and the Steelers, and the Ravens and the Broncos. Right? Broncos? I think so. No, not the Broncos. I think.
I'm surprised Hot Frosty didn't make any of the lists.
Hot Frosty? Is that the movie that Flick was in?
No. Hot Frosty was a new one this year, but it was the guy that was in Schitt's Creek. He was the vet.
Oh yeah.
But
that guy.
he was Frosty, that snowman that came to life, and so I think it's actually a Hallmark, but
that was he must have been the most ripped Frosty ever.
There you go.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if that was AI. I'm hoping it was. Otherwise, I need.
No. Because if you watch Schitt's Creek and you watch The Vet, that guy was ripped.
Yeah.
Just saying. So that had to be the most, because some of the rest of the Frosties not so in shape.
That's a nice way to say it.
There you go.
All right. I think it's about time for our top 3 list. What do you think?
I forgot something though.
What did you forget?
I'm gonna go to 5 beers.
You're gonna go to 5? You weren't gonna.
I'm on my 5th birthday.
I've probably drank about the equivalent of 12 Tecates now on the show with the ABV.
Yeah.
Especially after this one, because I forgot I always drink one of these on the Christmas week show.
You do?
I feel a lot less buzzed at this point in the show than I normally do. So maybe this is
yeah, you're usually a little
Is that Tiger beer, Tony? Just get.
I'm starting to see hallucinations over here. Tigers.
Oh my God! There's John McClane coming through the ductwork of the RV.
It's Sean McClane coming through the ductwork of the RV.
So there's the so every year on the Christmas beer show, I drink one of these. I drink one of these on the Christmas week show as well, and I almost forgot to drink it this year.
Almost did.
And I think it's kind of appropriate because of the glassware, but I always drink Prairie's Christmas Bomb.
Prairie's Christmas Bomb. There you go.
And the glassware that I'm drinking out is last year's glassware. I forgot to drink on the Holiday Beer Show out of this year's glassware. I'll probably drink it on the Big Beer Show because I'm going to drink one on the Big Beer Show.
I think you should.
Yeah, but this one's appropriate because we've got a Santa Claus playing a guitar, and Alacron has a guitar with him. And before we came on the air, he had regaled us with Blue Christmas.
And I think he should do it again.
Hey, I'll do it.
Let's do it.
Grab it.
Maybe you should do it.
Grab the guitar. We'll all sing along with you.
There you go.
And he's got steel guitar.
I didn't know we were going to do this. I would have gotten my guitar out and I would have done it too.
This is like Mark Knopfler's guitar right here, right?
It looks like that's why I bought this thing. It looks like the one on the cover of Brothers in Arms.
Yeah. Oh, that is one of the most underrated albums ever.
I listened to it all day today. 600 miles. I listened to Dire Straits most of the way.
Hit
it. Go for it.
Making movies is my favorite.
I'll have a blue Christmas without you. I'll be so blue just thinking about you. You'll be doing all right with your Christmas so white, but I'll have a blue
Christmas.
Nice.
There you
I
go.
have my blue
Yeah,
Christmas
That's, how I
without
always,
you.
that song was how I always knew it's Christmas. We'd go to Tennessee every year to see my grandparents, and when we coming into Memphis, you turn the radio station on, and inevitably within the next 10 or 15 minutes, somebody was playing. That's like the equivalent of a Christmas movie. In Memphis, they play that song over and over.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Of course. Why wouldn't they?
Did you ever go to Graceland?
Absolutely.
No.
I've shotgun a beer at Elvis's grave. In the
I can't say I did that, but I've been to Graceland.
we got
So-
caught. Sorta. The guy that one of the EPD. That's a real thing. The Elvis Police Department. They came up.
There's an Elvis Police Department.
Oh no, for sure. And then, like when Elvis was alive, it was a real thing. And I know. Well, that's how we got to record at Sun Studios. We befriended a guy who was a blackballed member of the Elvis.
Ah, you got to the most interesting part of the story and then crashed
Police
out.
Department uniform.
What song did you record?
He sold his EPD uniform on eBay and became blackballed. Anyway, no, we recorded a whole album at Sun Studios. But while we were in Memphis to do that, we went to Graceland, and then we shotgunned the spear there, and then I put all the cans back in the backpack, and we're leaving, and this guy comes up and he goes, "Hey, I know what you just did," and I said, "So do I." And he goes, "Well, you can't do that here." I go, "But we did." And he goes, "Well, you'll never do that here again." I go, "Probably not."
You just inspired me because
That was the whole conversation. That was great.
you just inspired me because in 3 days, I'm going to Baltimore.
So you go to Graceland?
No,
I'm going to Graceland.
No,
Graceland.
that's another
Memphis,
song.
Tennessee. I'm going to Graceland.
But I'm going to go to Baltimore. Doug gave me some really good recommendations there. So, but I'm still looking for any others.
I bet your Rod could probably give you a few recommendations too.
Rod might be able to do a few. I got to reach out to one of my friends who lives out in that area. The last time I was in Baltimore, I met up with him. But at any rate, I plan to go to Edgar Allan Poe's grave.
Oh yeah,
and I may need to shotgun a beer while I'm there.
you should. I think he.
Are you gonna quote the Raven while you're there?
Nevermore.
No.
No.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right.
I haven't drank enough to not be that quick on that one.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
All right, I'm going to send you guys a link to the album that we recorded there, so you guys.
Absolutely.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, Brian, I'll send it to you.
Okay. I've been to Poe's grave.
Have you? We're going to do that. We're going to do the Poe house. John's done the Poe house. He did warn me that it's in the middle of a ghetto. Right. And we will probably, I don't know if we're going to visit. There is a plaque where he was shot. No, not shot, where he died. He died in the gutter. People still don't know what he died of. Some people say it was rabies. Some people think his liver just failed. There's so many theories behind that. But what was when Carrie and I went to Nashville on our way back, we were supposed to stop at the Guinness Open Gate brewery.
Right.
They had shut down. And this started a kind of a theme of breweries shutting down before we got to go to them, because I'd actually had reservations to take the tour of Anger. And a week before we're supposed to go, they ceased operations. So,
All right, so you can know from this point on, you can never make reservations to go tour a brewery anymore on a trip.
Yeah, I'm a curse, but we are going. We will.
We were very worried when he went to Weinstefaner, because they're this close to 1,000 years old, and he was going to fuck it up for them.
So the curse was broken when I went to Weinstefaner. We actually got a picture of one of John's beer cans.
Mm-hmm.
Which it's a beer that is in honor of Weinstefaner. It's called Freising Tide because Weinstefaner is in Freising. And we had our tour guide pose with it. There's no beer in it because John didn't want to befoul the brewery with one of his beers. That's just respect. That's just respect. But that was great. But we're going to go back. We're going to get to Guinness Open Gate because we've been to Guinness in Ireland.
There you go.
So I can't imagine this is going to stand up to that.
This is the gratuitous pat on his back to go to Guinness in Ireland. So. Actually, it's the gratuitous middle finger to me because I haven't.
Yeah.
Listen there.
And one of my favorite things to do is to do things, send pictures to John so he gives me the middle finger, like drinking Aventinus at Schneider in Munich.
Off of tap 6 at noon, so it's 7 a.m. here, and So
Best part about it is the picture I sent him. If you look over my shoulder, you can see tap 6.
Yeah. Rod commented back in. He said, "You go to Baltimore now that I'm back in Cincinnati." LOL.
We'll get to Cincinnati.
Yeah, you got to get to Cincinnati too. Yeah. So he said, "Been to Poe's grave. Also, he has his house there, so you can tour." Also, didn't know he married his first cousin. LOL. He did. Yep, I did know that.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And Poe's house is in the harbor area. There you go.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things we're going to do there.
Do they still have the cottage in Central Park or not Central Park, but doesn't New York City have like a cottage you lived in for a while?
Yeah, there's a cottage you lived in New York City. There's one down in Richmond. There's one up in Boston. I mean, everywhere you live, there's a house, a Poe house, right? So
yeah, he's not quite as slept around as Washington was, but or Alacron for that matter. Yeah,
or Bryan apparently.
Yeah, well, we've just learned today how he drank beers from all of them except for one of his domiciles.
Yep,
exactly.
Out in Cali, and I'm sure. Oh God, you could probably get some great beers from where you used to live out there, right?
There you go. Well, he wanted to get knee deep. He said it before, but
knee deep was out there. Bike Dog was good. That was right West Sacramento. But yeah, I mean, and there was a lot there.
And if you get back out there in the next couple of years, you can go see an A's home game.
Yeah.
After that,
not so much.
After that, you got to go to Vegas. But
what's interesting is when they leave. Oh God, our buddy's out there. My water glass.
Kevy Spaghetti. Almanac is actually opening a second location right outside the baseball stadium for when the new team comes in. It's good to have a minor league team. Okay.
But later, late in 2025, Carrie and I are getting back to San Francisco, really hoping to do the show from Almanac.
That would be very nice.
And I've already talked to Kevy about picking up a shift behind the taps at Almanac, and he's like all for it.
Not a bad idea.
That'll be awesome having the samurai pole, and the samurai sticker is still on his tip picture.
I love it.
At Almanac.
Mm-hmm. All right, top 3 time.
All right.
Tonight's top 3 list is top 3 favorite holiday cookies. Top 3 favorite holiday cookies. Top 3 favorite holiday cookies. Bryan, we'll go counterclockwise, starting with you since I go last. So,
all right. A few popped into my head immediately. A Linzer tort.
Okay.
I have been to Linz, and I've had a Linzer tort.
Where haven't you been?
This was an absolute. We should never have been in Linz. We were supposed to take a train directly from Munich into Prague. That train apparently derailed. So we had to bypass through Austria and change in Linz, and we had a Linzer tort. And I disagree with my brother here. I'm not a fan. I've had it in Linz, and I'm really not a fan.
Anyway,
we grew up with them. For some reason, I think it was was it Friedman's?
Oh, no. Friedman's. So Friedman's is now a brewery.
A
brew pub, actually.
they need a Windsor beer. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there you have it.
Actually, yeah, we should talk to him about that. Friedman's was a fantastic bakery.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm surprised. Our grandmother allowed our grandfather to go to that brewery. We'll leave it at that.
Yep.
All right,
so that was number 3. Number 2 would be I in my mind it's a Christmas cookie, but a chocolate crinkle cookie, with a powdered sugar on it. But number 1 has to be a ginger snap, ginger cookie.
Oh, okay.
Gingerbread man, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever form you can put ginger in with flour and turn into a cookie, I'm all for.
I actually saw a gingerbread house. Someone made a gingerbread house, but they did it as baradeur.
Okay. What was your number 2, Brian? You said
Chocolate crinkle cookie.
chocolate crinkle cookie, right? Nice. Tony, your 3.
Ginger snap would be number 3. I mean, gingerbread cookie. You can't. I mean, that's the best Christmas as it gets.
There you go. Very true.
Number 2 would be a regional fave that my mom makes. It's dusted in powdered sugar, but it's got peanut butter on the inside of it, and kind of peanut butter balls of some sort. I don't even know what they call them, but we only eat them at Christmas.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah,
and it's got chocolate coating as well. Powdered sugar on top of chocolate.
Powdered sugar, chocolate, and peanut butter.
Yeah, it's really good. And then like in Terlingua, they make some pretty special cookies. I like those.
There might be some foliage involved.
They're kind of piney, if you know what I mean.
Local cookies.
Hey, it's funny. My mom has been a baker her whole life, and she always sends me cookies everywhere I go. And people always ask, I'm like, "Hey, you want a cookie?" And they go, "Does that have wheat in it?" And like 100% of people ask me that. I offer them a cookie, and I told them, my mom would be horrified to find out that literally 100% of you people think that she put wheat in them. They're like, "Is your mom cool?" I'm like, "Yeah, but she's not cool like that."
Okay, but if they don't know that your mom made them and you're giving the cookies as from
it's a strange thing to do in 2024 to offer people fresh baked cookies, it turns out. So
but as long as we've known you, asking you if you offer someone a cookie if there's wheat in it, that's a fair question.
No, it's a fair question for sure.
Okay,
it has way more to do with me than it does my mom or cookies.
Exactly. That's my point. That's exactly my point.
Gotta love it. All right, Samurai.
One honorable mention,
Of course.
Pfeffernuss.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is right now, Pfeffernuss, you can't get Pfeffernuss anymore unless it's like covered in chocolate or covered in a glaze. And I just like the traditional Pfeffernuss where they just roll it in the powdered sugar, and that's it. It's really hard to find. Rutherford, there's a baker in Rutherford that does them. But if you're going to go on Amazon or anything like that and try to find Pfeffernuss that's done traditionally, no, it's a shame because Pfeffernuss is really that's one of the consummate Christmas cookies.
There you go.
Number 3 for me, and I think it's because of my job. Every year, one of our vendors will always send us this, and this is La Dorée. And La Dorée makes macarons, not macaroons. There's no coconut. This is
macarons.
Macarons. And
French macarons.
Yes, and these when they are done right, there's
1-0, not 2.
1-0,
right?
And this is an accent of the O, I think. No, maybe not. But the cookie itself is just so airy, and then the filling. The weird thing is, this year, the box that I got from one of our vendors, there's some really strange-ass fucking flavors in this. I think one's green tea, one's chai. It's like, can I just give me, like, the normal fucking flavors? I want a chocolate, I want a vanilla, but maybe pistachio is the weirdest. No, this one is like, I think it's a grape jam flavor, which is the best. This is why, I had.
There's a bakery on 23rd. I think it's between 7th and 8th.
In New York.
In New York, makes incredible macarons.
I know that one. I can't remember the name of it. Number 2 for me, and this is one of the cookies I was making earlier when I said I was baking all day. My number 1 is actually one I made as well. Peanut butter blossoms.
Peanut butter blossoms.
The great thing about this is you make the cookie, it comes out a little puffed out of the oven. Then you put the Hershey's Kiss on top of it. And if you eat it, well, it's like a couple minutes outside of you putting the Hershey's, shoving the Hershey's Kiss in it. The Hershey's Kiss melts in your mouth along with that peanut butter flavor.
Okay.
And this is one of my favorites. The only reason my number one edges it out. So at the beginning of the show, I had the scarf on that my mother had made, and my brother never ever answered. We didn't ask him. Did she ever make you a scarf? She made you the green and the gold one, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You still have it?
Yep. I do.
You do. So my red and black one. You're in Florida, so you have no need to wear the damn thing.
Yep. It's in a box. Yeah.
In storage.
Yep.
Well, there you go.
But so in honor of my mother, because my brother knows damn well, as I do, my mom was not the best cook. There's a few things she made. My brother and I both loved her curry. I've recreated her curry. I shared with you the recipe, right?
Yep.
But the one thing she did every year, and it came off the recipe, it came off the can of the sweetened condensed milk, was magic bars. This is a magic bar. I made these earlier today, and this is just, it's a what you call it, a graham cracker crust, pecans, chocolate chips, coconut, sweetened condensed milk, and you bake that. And for Christmas, I got to make these every year.
You brought one of each.
Yeah, we
all feel like you now with the Christmas beers. Yeah.
It only edges out the peanut butter blossoms because, family, right?
Sure. Am I up?
You're up.
All righty. Just finishing typing magic bars.
I'm having cookie envy. That's okay.
Yeah.
You're having what?
Cookie envy.
Cookie envy. Yeah, I don't have any.
Beer envy and cookie envy.
Yeah, I have another piece of peppermint bark, but I don't have any cookies. Cookies are downstairs. They're just baked today. She's baking a little more morning, and then on from there. But anyway, all right. So I got one honorable mention, and that is, and it's only an honorable mention because you know how much I love peppermint bark cookies, and just make them once in a while, and I've had them before. They're good. They're not peppermint bark, but they're good cookies. But I just, because they're not peppermint bark, I can't put them in my top three. So it's an honorable mention because I do love them. So my top three, again, family involved in 3 and 1, if you will, Italian heritage. Number 3, Anisette cookies. All right, those the Mounds cookies, you make them with anisette, and it's melted powdered sugar. It's like a sugar glaze over it with the little what do they call them? The like the little confetti sprinkles, but there's a nonpareils.
Nonpareils
on top of them. So good. Definitely, I bite into one of them, and I'm right back to my great aunt's house in Bloomfield. Right. Number 2, I could just eat buckets and buckets and buckets of these, and that's peanut butter cookies. Not, I know peanut butter bombs was Brian. It was Dave. Blossoms. I'm reading Blossoms, saying bombs. Blossoms and Tony's peanut butter balls. Tony's, they have an ointment for that.
Yeah. It's peanut butter.
It's peanut butter, right?
Dogs love them.
Right, exactly. Peanut butter balls. Dogs love them. There you go. That's the tagline.
The ointment is peanut butter.
Right, exactly. So there you go. Put just regular peanut butter cookies, and sometimes Jess will make them just peanut butter cookies. Sometimes she'll actually, when they're still soft, she'll take just out of the oven, she'll take a Hershey's Kiss and push it down in the center.
That's now you got the blossom cookie.
That's a blossom, right? But just the peanut butter cookies, I'm fine with them. But number 1, almond cookies. So the soft, mushy, moist cookies with the they're actually they're everybody calls them almond cookies. They're not almond cookies. They taste, because there's amaretto in the cookie, but there's pignoli nuts on the top. There's no almonds on the top.
Oh, pignoli cookies. Well, there's actually So the ones that are done right have marzipan in them.
Okay.
Right. So you got the marzipan. You've got the cookie around it. You've got the pinoles on top of it as well. And every now and then people will put the slivered on almonds next to the pinoles.
Right.
And those are, I love those cookies.
Yeah.
I don't really consider them holiday cookies.
No, so well, my mother's family, my great aunts, they made tons of them from November to New Year's Eve. So
I love marzipan. I don't think I've seen this in prior years, but if you go to Trader Joe's, they've got a box. Is it 3 kinds? You get 2 of each. They call them Danish cookies, but it's not like the Dansk, that you get in the blue tins. It's not those kind of Danish cookies.
Right. Oh, you mean sewing kits?
Huh?
Sewing kits.
I don't know what there's a macaroon with 2 O's in it, but everything has marzipan. Just every bite, it's the best. But if you Trader Joe's has them this year. They only came out like with their December stuff, but they might still have them. But they're fantastic.
Look at them. Cool. But those Dad's cookies, first of all, love them.
Yeah, I'll eat the whole tin.
Oh yeah, in one sitting, just watching the clock.
Exactly.
Right. But when you're done, you save that tin, and all your sewing items go in the tin.
Right. Exactly.
Yes, your sewing items.
Right.
Well, there's Tony's sewing items, and there's actual sewing items.
They make a gingerbread house kit now that's a bong, right? Like I saw that on Snoop.
There's a bong, a gingerbread bong.
Yeah, it's a gingerbread house, and you can smoke out of it.
No, and then when you're done smoking out of it, can you eat it?
Yeah,
you have to. There's no. Wait a second. You've just smoked a gingerbread bong, and you don't think that people are not going to...
No, I get it. Should you... No, do you want to eat it, though, or you want to keep it and keep smoking out of it? That's my question.
Yeah.
There's no question. Once you get done smoking a gingerbread bong, you're going to eat the goddamn bong. And this is a genius...
I'm just curious. That's my point. I'm just curious as if it's like in the shape of a bong, in the shape of a house, or a hybrid.
It's in the shape of the house, and it's not an heirloom quality.
Use the chimney. Use the chimney, right?
Use the chimney.
But here's the thing: this is genius fucking marketing. Because if you're going to do a gingerbread bong, it's never getting reused, and they're going to have to buy another one because they're getting stoned. They're eating the goddamn bong. That's genius.
It's okay though. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's perfectly okay for everybody involved. This is a win-win for everyone.
Absolutely.
I'm getting stoned, and I have a snack. And the producers, the manufacturers of this know I am now have to sell another one because they've already eaten That's genius. That's kudos to them. That's great.
Yeah, not along the exact same lines, but. I did see another thing on the Die Hard thing. They said even though the movie was set in LA, it's definitely a Christmas movie because the one character, Ellis, brought a lot of snow to the party.
Yeah, he did.
Nobody does that stuff out where I live because it's just too damn windy.
Just everybody stand to the one. Everybody stand windward.
It's because everyone sleeps outdoors.
Well, they also say that you don't really do it; that your neighbor does it.
Hey.
So, Tony, are you going to regale us with another Christmas song on the guitar?
No, Christmas is the only one I'm really going to get at.
That's the only one.
There you go. Any Christmas carols? Not Christmas carols. Christmas stories from far west Texas or north? Now that you're there.
Well, I'll rephrase the question for John. Are there any that are endemic to the area other than someone named after a very small scorpion likes to deliver Christmas gifts to a Mexican village across the way? But anything that's endemic to the area?
There are a number of different celebrations going on. Like out there, groceries are expensive and we're a pretty tight-knit community. So we do a lot of potlucks anyway, like on the regular. I mean, I probably eat potluck dinner 3 nights a week. And
Really?
so, as I was driving out today, invites to different things. Everyone wants to make sure that. Dang it! Am I back?
You're back now.
You're
Yeah.
back
See
now.
it. But no, everybody kind of a handful of people reached out to make sure I had somewhere to go, and I told them I was leaving. But there will be a number of little celebrations like that over the next couple of days, like in little pockets all spread out all around the land, and it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
very
That's definitely
different.
a spread out, tight knit community.
Yes. Oh, it's the biggest small town I've ever lived in.
There you go. That's another way to say it. There you go.
It's the largest
That's
county in Texas. It's Brewster County is larger than the state of Connecticut.
Oh, fair enough. Wow,
Yeah.
that's a pretty fucking big county.
That's pretty big.
But I think the population of the county is maybe 10,000.
I was gonna say 18. No, I'm sorry. 10,000 really for the whole county?
Yeah.
For the whole county, that's bigger than the state of Connecticut.
That's my block. It's the block.
I mean, it's a lot of things get compared to Rhode Island, but it's not very big. But the national
I'll have to bring up Rhode Island.
the national park is in the county, and the national park itself is bigger than Rhode Island, and it's just a fraction of that county.
There you go.
Yeah.
So the two guests we have on now, what's really interesting is, John and I live in the area where a white Christmas is possible.
And we might actually have one not snowing, but snow on the ground on Christmas morning.
Because there's snow on the ground right now.
Right.
There is no
It's
possible
just-
way that I will.
And where my brother lives and where Tony lives, not a shot in hell. Despite what A Year Without a Santa Claus would let you believe, because Southtown, got snow. But so Tony talked about what that can happen there. But to my brother, Florida, Christmas in Florida. You've experienced Christmas up in the Northeast. You've experienced a white Christmas. You've experienced a white Christmas to the point where you can't actually go anywhere because you're snowed in. Where the Christmas trees, the live ones, actually come from where we are. And it's cold where you have to bundle up. You drink hot cocoa. You can go caroling with a scarf.
You're just rubbing it in now. Yeah.
Yeah. But I was going to ask, I know that you missed that. I know that you miss being up here for Christmas. But how being in Southern Florida, no, mid-Southern Florida, not quite down Miami way, but how has that impacted your Christmas traditions?
I don't think it's impacted the traditions. I've been down here for 25 years, right? 18 years ago, 18 years.
Jesus Christ, that long?
Yeah, 18 years in Jacksonville, 7 down here. But down here, everywhere has a lot of the towns put up a Christmas tree, like in like the square in the town. So, kind of a Southern thing, but it doesn't feel like the South at all. But you can go out there and you don't have to worry about the weather. And like, is it going to get canceled? Right? It might rain. So those are fun. We go there. A lot of towns are on the intercoastal, so they have a lot of boat parades. Which you don't really get up north, so
Nope.
it's something different. And I just, the other thing down here too is you can go out and walk around and see all the Christmas lights and just talk to people. So in some ways, right, you don't have the traditional snow, cold, the hot chocolate, all that, but you can socialize a little bit more, right? You're not holed up because it's -4 degrees. So there's like anything, right? There's silver linings, there's pros and cons. So you adapt. But yeah, I mean, it was great because it was 49 degrees the other morning when I woke up. Like, okay, well, I feel a little bit more in the Christmas spirit from a weather perspective.
Well, you got to remember up here, even if it's -4 degrees, we're all out.
yeah.
The temperature, the weather doesn't matter. Christmas ain't canceled here because we've got a blizzard and it's -4 degrees. It just doesn't happen. We're still all out. We're still all doing this. We still have all the Christmas trees in the square.
Yep.
We're still going to be there because prime example is you go to like North Carolina, Virginia. It snows North Carolina, Virginia. The whole goddamn it could be a ½ inch. The whole damn state is shut down. Whereas in Jersey, if it's a foot, they're going to clear us out. We know how to clear the damn roads, and we're going to get where we need to go. Christmas is never canceled. The holiday events are rarely ever canceled for anything. You have to have thunder snow, and it's got to be really, really bad. And the thing is,
it's got to be bad. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be really, really bad.
West Palm Beach has a Christmas tree. West Palm Beach has a Christmas tree made out of sand. Literally, it's called Sandy. Look it up.
But then I brag about how we don't cancel anything because of the weather. But there's times where the snow gets too much where we do have to shut things down, and like Canada's going, rookies. Where they're getting like 3 feet of snow, they're cleared everything out. And so it depends upon where you are, but it's always going to be what it's going to be. But the question was really the difference between what you grew up with and what you've become used to over the past couple of decades.
Yep. I mean, we keep traditions don't really involve the weather. I mean, you can't go sledding, right? But it's family. It's the decorations that you have, the ornaments that you've collected throughout the year. So I mean, wherever you are, I mean, that's Christmas, right? As long as you got your family with you, it's not. It doesn't change where because of your location. I mean, there's different things to do, and but you know me, I always go out and find that place to go or that thing to do that people are flocking to because it defines where you are.
Exactly.
Well, you said it. Christmas is about family, right? Open the show wearing my mother's scarf, right? Eating her recipe for magic cookies, all that. That's what it's about. Tony is passing his tradition on to his daughter. Right. Sierra's going to be, when you're done with it, Tony, you're going to give that hat to Sierra.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right. And she'll be delivering the Christmas gifts. You're going to pass it along. And you just drove 600 miles.
You just drove 6 Tecates.
No, 600 miles is probably about 35 Tecates to be with your daughter for the holidays.
For sure. We've had to change Christmas up as move around and make it happen when it's going to happen. But almost every year since she's been born, we do some kind of acts of service, give them back to others, and she's been a part of that from day one.
Oh yeah.
So.
That's the amazing thing about when John and I first met you. It was through Stephen and Caro, right?
Yeah.
Right. Steve's a great guy. And then through previous shows and all that, we learned about what you do during the holidays, and shit dang, like so many other people. It was just like, this is one amazing human being. And so your holiday tradition of that giving back, that the delivery to the gifts and all that, it humbles me. It almost makes me feel like, God, I'm not a good person.
Oh, you're fine, and I may be all right too. But I learned it from watching some really good people around me, and a lot of people that came before me, and I like carrying that on. It makes people feel good, and it feels like it's the reason it's the right thing we should be doing this time of year and all the time for that matter.
Yeah, and I think you're right on that. Like you're who you are for a lot of reasons, right?
I'm the sum of
But-
a lot of
but-
parts. I'll tell you that.
Right, of course, right, but
As
especially
we
around
all are.
especially around the holidays, like your traditions. You didn't just wake up one morning when you were 8 or 12 or 18 or 30 or whatever and say, I'm going to do this and that's going to be my tradition. The tradition was born out of family and friends for that matter, but mainly family, but things that you did together, things that you did as a group, and things that you experienced while doing that. And that's how it all came
Right.
together. And whether that's, and that's everything. That's just your personal traditions, your family traditions, your traditions of helping during the holidays and giving and like the Marines with Toys for Tots and stuff like that and everything else. It's just it's all part of the overall holiday picture as far as I'm concerned, and everybody that's part of it and born into it and brought up in it is better for it, I think.
Agreed.
It's good to have a time of year where we can remind ourselves of that. For sure.
Mhm. There you go. All right. Any parting shots of the last show of the year where towards the end of it, the people on it won't be too inebriated?
Oh, yeah. So John's talking about our last show of the year we call it the Big Beer Show. It's with Matt Patensky.
And Al Gattulo this year.
Oh, Al's joining this year.
And he joined last year too. This will be the second
He
year.
did. He kind of phoned it in a little bit last year, so we got to challenge him to really.
He's up for it. He's good.
Oh, good. The rule of this show is no beer less than 12%. And
I know.
it's at least 4 beers. I've got 5 lined up for this one.
I'm stopping at 4.
I've taken the next day off.
Well, the next day is New Year's Eve, so I hope you took it.
Yeah. But I do. Hopefully, I can recover enough to really enjoy New Year's Eve.
Well, you can sleep a little later and then be even better on New Year's Eve.
We'll see. Because I've I got some really damn good champagne because I work. So my company was bought by Louis Vuitton Veuve Clicquot. LVMH, Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy. So I've got some Veuve Clicquot, some Moet. There'll be quite a bit of champagne involved on New Year's Eve, but this show. Yeah, I've been collecting some big stuff for this one, and I'm looking at some of them right over there.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be this will be a good show.
Yep.
The morning's gonna suck afterwards.
So like I said, any parting shots on the last towards the end of the show, non-inebriated show of 2024. Bryan, holiday wish, greeting to whomever, to out there, to the people, to anyone listening.
Just on a global scale, I think we see and we read and we feel a lot of stress, right? A lot of strife. Just like any Christmas season, holiday season wish. It's just talk to people, get to know people, put away differences, right? We're all human. We all at the core, want the same for humanity. And I think just forget the media, forget the press, forget politics, and just kind of reconnect with family, obviously, but just other people and get to know them. And been fortunate this past 2 months to get to know a lot of new people in our neighborhood, and all walks of life, different people, but
the Stepfords and the Stepfords and the Stepfords and the
common bonds. We're a community. And, Tony talked a lot about community and coming together, and we don't really have that aspect of it, but there's that community feeling, and I just if that could be more global, that the world would be a better place. Right?
100%.
If more people were like Alacron, yes.
2025 is I think a lot of people are already apprehensive about a thing that hasn't even happened yet, and it's definitely going to suck if that's what you think it's going to.
I know where you're going. We try to keep politics out of this, but I know where you're going.
No, I mean, not just every year now seems to be worse for everybody, regardless of politics. There's so many things.
And 2025 starts off with. So the first day of 2025 is Wednesday. Then we got Thursday. We got Friday. It's WTF? What the fuck is the way we're starting 2025? Yes.
as we go into a new year, focus like you were saying, focus on the things that are right in front of you, and give a shit about your neighbor, and just take a different look at things.
Right.
All your focus in. I think you'll be happier next year.
Agreed. I agree. I like that too. One quick comment. Pardon me. From Rod, he said, "No beer under 12% ABV." That episode should be fun. Absolutely.
So Rod, we expect you to be drinking right along with us.
Yeah,
and commenting in.
Yeah, you're gonna have to match.
And don't worry, I know so many people who can't text worth a fuck. We'll be able to decipher what you're writing, even if you're drinking along right with us.
And one of them is actually going to be on the show with us, so he'll definitely be able to figure that out.
Oh yeah. Oh god. Oh, you mean sausage fingers?
Exactly. And Ed Meyer just said, "Merry Christmas, fellas."
Eddie, do you have a Christmas climb coming up? So
LOL, Rod. Here you go.
Eddie's a rock climber extraordinaire, without harness and any of that. I love following with what he does there.
All right, fellas, thank you so much for coming on. This was an amazing episode. Really love this. This is there's 2 or 3. I love every show we do. Obviously, we've been doing it 4.5 years. Obviously, I love what we're doing, right? But there's a few episodes every year that I like. I hang my hat on them. Like I can't wait till this episode. I put a pin in them. Right. This is definitely one of them. And I enjoy it, doing it every year. Kicks off this week. And this week just happened. Obviously, we had to move it to Monday because tomorrow is Christmas Eve. So we're not doing it next week. We're doing Monday as well.
Most of us are doing cooking prep.
Right. And cooking prep happened today. It's happening tonight. That's why I'm going to sign off now and go do some of it. And
baked all day today. Tomorrow's actual cooking.
Tomorrow's cooking. And then we actually have to go to family tomorrow and then come back and cook more. And then it's Christmas Day and on from there. So there you go. So.
And, for my brother's sake, Christmas, and John, you've heard this before, the different holidays, as far as I'm concerned, they honor my different traditions. Like Thanksgiving's the American tradition. Easter's my Polish heritage. Mm-hmm. Christmas is my British heritage.
Right.
So, it kind of honors my grandmother in that fact. I do the prime rib, do Yorkshire puddings.
Of course.
But that's the way my grandmother and my mother did Yorkshire puddings, because they'd use the pan, they'd pour the dough into the pan, and you get like 3 different. My brother remembers this. You'd have like these 3 different sections of the Yorkshire pudding. You'd have the one that was so far in the grease that it was inedible. Then you'd have that middle section that was just absolutely delicious and would fall in love with the Yorkshire pudding. And there's that top portion that was so damn dry that was also kind of inedible.
So you got to mix the dry one with the greasy one and you level them out. And then
but if you do it with the drippings into a muffin pan, that's kind of the way to go. So I've kind of like
perfected that.
In my mind, I've never perfected a damn thing, John.
Worked on it.
Yes, except for maybe She Devil rub. That's been perfected. But so Christmas.
Where did Bryan go? I guess you pissed him off.
Take off.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he disagreed with me on that one. Okay, we'll get into a fight again. We'll all break his nose once more time.
That's funny.
He's just been broken twice. I did it once. But Rod's got a.
I know. Let's put Rod's comment up there, and then we'll sign off. He said, "Merry Christmas, all, and don't forget, Die Hard 2 is a Christmas movie as well. Absolutely, it even has a Christmas song as the credits roll. Cheers, absolutely.
Merry Christmas to you,
Merry
Rod.
Christmas, Rod. All right. I think I'm going to say Bryan will sign back in. I don't think that was a.
No. That was. I don't think it was as well. He knows what I'm talking about. I think he may have just had to go pee.
Wouldn't have to sign off to go pee.
I know. I don't.
So.
Oh, by the way, thank you for muting.
Oh yeah, I muted you. I know I'm not. This isn't my first rodeo.
Yeah, because the bathroom's right
there.
I know. And my mic is sensitive enough. Everyone could hear.
I know. Well, I wasn't going to get an Augie. That's the second time.
That's 2. Don't.
Wasn't going to get that take again. So, anyway, all right. On that note, folks, we will wrap the show up for today. I want to thank everybody for watching. For those of you just listening to the audio podcast, thank you for listening. Don't forget to visit our website, www.lagerroom.com. That's LAGERROOM.com. And please remember, like us and follow us on all of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course, our YouTube channel. All of them are at The Lager Room. Remember, we go live with the video podcast on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Twitch every Tuesday night around 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And for those of you who just want to listen to the audio podcast, you can do so on our audio host, Spreaker, as well as iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Odyssey, Audible, Google Podcast, Amazon Music Podcast, TuneIn, Podcast Addict, Castbox, Deezer, Podchaser, Listen Notes, pretty much anywhere you can find an audio podcast, you will find the Lager Room Guys Craft Beer Podcast. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to one or more of those feeds and you will never miss a show. Again, thanks for following along with us. Have a great rest of your week. Have a very, very, very Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas Eve. Happy Hanukkah, if that's what you celebrate. Happy Festivus, if you are indeed partaking in it today.
Happy Kwanzaa's coming.
Happy Kwanzaa and everything. Solstice, if that's what you are.
Solstice, Yule, yeah.
There you go.
Have yourself a merry little solstice.
There you go. And just enjoy. Be safe. Be happy. Be healthy. Be with family. Enjoy the days.
Well, the family that you like.
Whatever your definition of family is. Family doesn't have to be the people that you're blood related to. Family could be your best friends and that crew. Whatever family consists of for you, just enjoy the days. Enjoy.
It could be your house plants.
Could be your house plants. Could be your cats. Doesn't matter. Enjoy it. Be happy. Be safe. Be warm for those of you that are in a cold climate. And we'll see you next Monday. On our final show of 2024, our Big Beer show, New Year's show. And
okay, shut up, liver. It'll be okay.
Yeah, exactly. And once again, Tony, thank you so much for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. Every time you come on, taking the time out from all the way from where you're at, all the way out in Texas. And I'd say it to Brian. Dave can convey this to him.
I texted him, like, where the hell did you go? And he's just
off. So
I don't know. Maybe his phone died. I don't know.
Maybe it did. That's possible. But anyway, thank you to Brian too for coming on as well. Again, that's a family thing. It's a tradition for Dave, and it's become a tradition for us. So,
except for last year, he had a little family emergency and couldn't make it on last year. But
no, he did make it on last year. He didn't make it on the year before. That's why when Tony was on the year before, he wasn't on.
Yeah, that's right.
He was on last year. Yeah.
It was
2 years ago was the only year he missed. So, but anyway. Like I said, thank you for watching the show. Enjoy your holiday, whatever holiday it is, and we will talk to you next week, folks. Take care. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.